I was gonna ask for the well, not at there, but at what the Frankie's place, the bar. I was gonna ask for the what was it called? What's his name?
Shirley Temple.
No. What's the Shirley Temple? The Chuck Norris. I was gonna ask for the Chuck Norris.
What is the Chuck Norris?
But yeah, it has Tabasco sauce in it, so I wasn't going to do that because the rest I was like, okay, I asked for Chuck Norris, and then I saw, oh no, I don't want to be on the toilet
because it kicks you in the head and knocks you on the floor.
I think I got a 3 Wiseman, but it came up on my thing as the 4 Horsemen, and I was angry because I was like, I got an extra man and I got horses. What the hell is going on here? It should be camels, and 3 of them.
And they're not supposed to mean death.
I'm not going to feel bad about asking for prices again, ever in my life, ever. If I go somewhere and you don't have a price, I'm asking. Because it was ridiculous how much that shit costs. Because I just saw shots cost this amount of money, but they're special shots. And I was just thinking, since I don't see the shot I want, I guess it's just going to cost $7. That shit was $14. I said, I only got one. I said, yeah, but it's a special. Oh my God. I said, I'm not even drunk. This ain't do anything to me. It just made me feel a little woozy for a minute, and now I'm all right. I said, this shit should have fucking maybe walked in not like in a straight line, man, if it's going to be costing this much.
Passed out immediately. And $14, goddamn. Yeah, you can buy a bottle of shit somewhere for that.
I know, man. It pissed me off.
I'm bringing this with me.
Fucking dollars. I just bought that in something else. So I forgot how much it came out to. Cause I was looking at like $20-some. I said, what? Who put their shit on my tab? I was like, that's what I was thinking. It's like, oh, she must have combined me one of y'all motherfuckers.
Hello gamers and welcome to episode 376 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade for June 11th, 2022. I'm one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
All right, so going on for a couple of weeks now because I was at a wedding. Congratulations to the new Mr. and Mrs. Harry Stokes.
Absolutely.
There. Yep, so they're newlyweds. Happy for them. Glad she stayed the traditional route. Not do the hyphenated name like those new age parents. The shit that would just ruin people's lives in the future. Man, everybody just you have like great grandchildren with like 50 last names or something like that, man, going on here. Because everybody wants to keep the name. But anyway, or they should just meld them together to be a name.
Bennifer situation, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so a lot of shit has happened for the last 2 weeks. I think there's still a war in Ukraine going on.
Definitely.
So I've been told. And election stuff happening. Stuff with Trump and the January insurrection.
Yeah.
But yeah, all political shit happening. But let's talk about the real news out here about a woman winning a case against Geico. It was Geico, right?
Yeah, it was Geico.
Yeah. She got an STD.
I swear, Dominic, my premiums go up.
Yeah, I feel bad for the guy. But she got an STD while having sex with the dude. Well, I don't feel bad for him that much because he gave her STD.
Yeah.
But in a car. Okay, she had sex with a dude in a car. She got an STD. But now I heard it was a lawsuit. I was thinking like, okay, so what? Lady sued him, right? Or something? Maybe? But no, she sued the car insurance company because I guess they making it like it was an accident that happened in the car.
Right.
So it was technically a car accident with the whole STD. I think she got HPV, it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, who the fuck thought of this? Who thought this would work? And it did.
It did. It worked out even better than she expected, too, because I think she initially filed a claim and then they denied her, so she sued him for like $1 million. And then they were like, nah, that's not happening. Or they wanted to settle for like $1 million or something like that. And then they took her to arbitration, and then arbitration sided on her with her for, what was it, 3.5 or 5.3 million?
So a lot.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, HPV, I mean, it's not nothing to scoff at, but...
Nah, because it's what leads to cancer a lot of times,
yeah,
I believe.
But, man, I mean, I want to know, like, who thought of it first? Did she have a lawyer friend or something? Did she think of this, or did some lawyer say, you know what?
Just really smart.
Maybe we could sue the insurance company. Or maybe we could go after the insurance company and say, hey, it's a car accident. It happened in the car.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is that...
led to bodily injury.
Yeah. So. All I'm saying is that. Thank God none of those hookers knew to do that for me.
Oh, goodness.
Of all the ones I had.
It's fine. You just didn't have car insurance.
Well, yeah, I would not have car insurance anymore. Because there'll be no way in hell I could pay for that anymore. Unlucky, lucky woman. That's basically what it is. It's
yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, to get that. Now the guy, I want to know, like, did he know he had HPV?
Yes, I believe he knowingly.
Oh, he's a dick, man. That's just like when I heard about those people who had AIDS and still fuck. I'm just like, why, dude? Like, is it like I'm just so horny and I don't want to do it? I know they won't do it. It's like, what the fuck is it?
It's selfishness.
Goodness gracious, man! They got
respect for other people.
They got these dolls, man. That's so real. that you can just go do that,
and they cost less than $5.3 million or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't think that man can ever drive a car again. It's like, that's the thing. I wonder what it does to him as for insurance. That's what I want to know.
His premium's definitely going up. But I mean, I feel like, well, and so here's the thing.
He'll literally be driving dirty because he's dirty and he have no insurance.
I would wonder because, like, his name's not out there, right? So, like, if he goes to a different insurance company, but also, like, those insurance companies talk to each other.
Well, I definitely will be talking.
The new one always knows about the old one's accident. So if that accident, quote unquote, is on your record still.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, what's this you have here? What? Oh.
It appears there was a $5.3 million claim.
Yeah.
3.5.
What the hell did you do, man? It's just like...
Did you crash 1 million cars? What did you do?
Yeah. What you call? Yeah, you caused like a 1 million car pileup or something. It's like you destroyed a bridge. You crashed and somehow the bridge is collapsed. There, man. That is a weird story. But I'm glad she at least got that. It's pretty fucked up that dude did what he did, though. And another case, of course, we've been hearing about, or even when I try to avoid it, still hear about it. The Amber Heard and Johnny Depp.
Yes.
The case where Johnny Depp did technically win, but I don't know. I don't know really what's the win or loss in this. I don't know how that goes. He won in
our hearts and in our minds, Dominic. Or at least
because I guess I was supposed to hate this bitch. Media. Now, apparently that's what the internet tells me. So I'm like, oh, and I need to. I did go to what's it called? The something.org. What does the shit called? The petition.org. I did go there to get her off the Aquaman too, because the internet told me to do that. So
she just didn't want her in there anyway.
And we did. And hey, we did get enough petitions, but I think they're going for a new goal, I guess I heard or something. So I'm like, what? Like, is the movie already done? Or
I don't know, because originally I thought it was supposed to come out like the end of this year. But then there's still also the Flash movie that's out there, which has its own whole set of problems with Ezra Miller. And I think Black Adam comes out the end of the year now. Black Adam too. At least they have that, and they got some time.
There's some time for The Rock to fuck up.
Rock will never fuck up. Dominic his time is too full of things. He doesn't have time to fuck up.
I know, yeah, he really doesn't have time. Yeah. Hell, I mean, even his ex, he's really good friends with and does business with.
Yep.
It's
That is a man that has learned from everyone else's mistakes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the smartest thing about him.
The Johnny Depp thing, that's crazy. Just all the things I'm hearing about from it. I mean, it's hilarious, and the jokes are hilarious. I mean, because I don't think of famous people as people. That's just who I am, Daniel. I just think of them.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, this is like a case between millionaires that I really don't give a shit about. It's like the memes that are coming out of it is like the only positive thing in any way related to my life.
Like, I don't really care so much, like, she needs to go to hell or something like that or anything like that. I can care less what happens to her or to him to some extent. Though I wouldn't mind seeing him in other movies. People were saying, like, didn't get back in next Pirates of the Caribbean. I was like, no, that movie should have stopped like 3 movies ago.
Speaking of Pirates of the Caribbean and The Rock, Dominic, did you hear that's the rumor that he's going to be the new replacement for Jack Sparrow? I don't think he would be Jack Sparrow, but
I don't think they should do another one.
They shouldn't have made the last one.
They should have last 2.
Oh yeah, there were 2 after that trilogy.
Honestly, I don't remember the last one. Like, I remember it happening.
That was the one with the kids, right? Well, not the kids, but like the teenagers.
Yeah, you tell me, Daniel.
Yeah, that was the one with the teenagers that there was like, Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom's children or something that. And then the one previous to that was the one with Penelope Cruz that was just like the Johnny Depp movie.
Yeah, and with the guy from the bad guy was
from the HBO show Deadwood.
Yeah, Deadwood. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's the only. What he play? Captain Hook.
I don't know. Was he Blackbeard? I think he might have been Blackbeard.
I think it's Bluebeard.
Bluebeard. Blue balls.
That's what Bart said, right? Bluebeard. But yeah, that was pretty funny. Anything else happen? Big, can't think of anything else. So I guess I get right down to sports. All right, so I just saw the news about the Commanders with the defensive coordinator saying some things.
Yeah.
Going like he's against what is going on with these hearings about the dust up.
Yes.
That has happened.
Dust up, Dominic.
Kicking up some dust in January with the people marching on the Capitol and doing things. There's a little dust up.
Might want to check his location logs, Dominic. He might have been doing some activities himself.
Yeah, so he calls it dust because he compares it to all the businesses that got burned down and stuff during the George Floyd.
Yeah, that stuff, Dominic, that was awful. The dust up at the Capitol, that was nothing. I don't know why we're making a big deal of it. Just an insurrection trying to overthrow our, democratic government. It's fine.
Like, this is not a big deal compared to what's happening there, but they're making too big a deal about it, basically. Some bad words. I didn't finish reading about, like, what the company has said, or, their company, whatever. What the team has said about it, or what the head coach responded to.
Yeah, he put out a statement basically saying, like, this isn't what we or the team is about. This isn't what the community is about. We know that this has disappointed our fans and all that stuff, and we're fining him $100,000.
Yeah, disappointed less than half of our fans. I think a lot of those fans are probably like, I think I agree with Jack Delwood.
Yeah, probably.
I'm thinking I want the Redskins name back.
See, we let them have that inch. Now they're trying to take everything from us, Dominic.
Yeah,
it's our First Amendment right.
They probably like, man, I used to hate Jack Delwood as defensive coordinator. Now I like him.
The defense is going to be great this season.
But that's very unfortunate. But hey, it's just the country we live in. What the hell? I just find it like for him just to have the balls to say that and like to think like, what was he thinking? Like, where did he say this at? Did he tweet this?
It was a press conference. Like, there's a video
How
of
did
this
that
man
fuck
saying those words.
come out then?
I'm guessing
just
somebody
asked him?
must have asked him about something related to it.
I just want to know that. What was the question? Like, because why would you even ask about it at a football conference?
Yeah.
I mean, I would too. I mean, just for hits, I would ask all political questions. I'll just come out and be like,
how do you feel about reparations?
I go up like LeBron James or something. I say, hey, LeBron, how many genders are there? I'll put that shit on him. I will just say it. And whatever happens comes out happens because it's going to be news, baby.
I like
Whatever
to believe that
says.
LeBron James is at least media trained enough to know how to avoid directly answering that question.
Oh, he can, but that will still be news, whatever he says.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Just doing this shit just to, hey, get those clicks. That's what it seems about. It ain't about the news and shit, man. It's about, it's about getting it out there, making news. It's about making news, Daniel.
The news, Dominic.
Not just reporting news. It's about making the news. And then reporting what you made. Yo, whatever, man. Like, it's like, dude, you're in a league where it's mostly blacks. So that, man, it comes off, even though people are saying, well, what's race got to do with it? Yeah, I guess that's not bullshit. It's not bullshit.
Yeah.
Race just got to do with everything. Like,
just to feel comfortable saying that, getting away with it.
Like, just to say that, hey, that the stuff from the riots that were happening during George Floyd was so horrible, and this is nothing. And it's like, really? Dude, yeah. We'll see what happens. What's going to happen with this? I'm curious if they do just let him go. Will it be so big that they would have to let him go?
Yeah.
Just for PR reasons, So yeah, we'll see. Orioles are still bad, but not as bad as some other teams. So they're the top of the worst.
Yeah.
So that's where. So we're moving up, Daniel. We're moving up.
Very
I think
nice.
we lost like the last 2 games. I know the All-Star ballot stuff is out there. I don't know if any Orioles will make it.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can just keep voting, Daniel, like every day, like 100 votes a day, we might can get them in there. Because I think it's
I only have so many fake email addresses, Dominic.
I'm trying to think. I think it's for each account, it's a certain amount. I don't think it's unlimited. I think they stopped that. I think it's like for each email account or whatever account where they do, it's a certain amount. So we just got to keep making new ones, Daniel. And we can get the full team of Orioles up there.
Full team
We
Orioles.
need to get K-pop.
Yeah, okay.
Get some K-pop fans to help us out here. Say, hey, get
there
the
we
Orioles
go.
in there. This will ruin baseball if we
I was
get
gonna
a
say
whole bunch
they're
of
gonna
Orioles.
ironically like that idea.
It's like, yeah, just make it so that one of the worst teams get most of their players in there. All right. So what else is going on? I mean, the top team is the Yankees record-wise still. LA Dodgers up there. I know they just lost to the Giants. That's a good series. Giants and them. But yeah, Dodgers, Yankees, Houston, Astros. Who else is top? I mean, I think Milwaukee Brewers are doing pretty good. The Mets. Who's doing really bad though is the Angels right now. I mean, they just won their first game yesterday, but they had lost 14 in a row. And they fired their manager, and he's a good manager. He won the World Series with the Cubs.
Right.
So it was. I didn't even realize they lost that many in a row. I was like, damn. After the Angels, they were above the Astros, and now they're below 500. Because I was like, look at the record. I said, God damn, how they get below 500? And I saw that they lost so many in a row, and I was like, damn. The Phillies fired their manager, ex-Yankees manager, Giraldi, and the thing is, after they fired their manager, they've been on a winning streak. Now, I don't know if they won the last game yesterday, but they've been on a winning streak. So they've been looking good since they fired their manager. Probably just coincidence, because I think baseball, it's kind of hard for baseball to work like that, like momentum, because it's just so different, because the way you have to rely on different positions, So But yeah, and these are not like horrible managers really that just got let go. It's just that they're not doing what the ownership expected them to be doing with these teams.
Yeah.
Like the Phillies have not made the playoffs in the last 3 years. He's been there, including this year. And then the Angels have not made the playoffs. And then with them this losing streak, just falling behind, is like, oh, here we go again, having like the two best players in baseball, Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani, the damn pitcher hitter.
Yeah.
Who, yeah, he did win. He did win that game yesterday, stopped their losing streak. I watched that game, which is pretty good because he helped himself out. Like, he was a pitcher and he got a home run. So,
wow.
It's just, yeah, it sucks that you have these key players in baseball that people love to see, but you don't go anywhere in the postseason. Like, you're not a contender. So, hopefully things will change around for the Angels. The Phillies, I don't give a shit about. They can go keep losing. I don't give a damn about them. But anyway, basketball, we're tied 2-2 between the Warriors and Boston. It's been a good series, even though all I do is just watch the last quarter or so of the games because I'm just don't care. Sometimes, I have it on in the background, and then I put it on the Skycam version or something like that, or the above the rim version, which is the better version because I don't have to hear the commentators on the above the rim version. But the Skycam, I tried that out, but you still hear the commentators, but you don't see a lot. You don't see the replays and stuff, which I'm okay with. Honestly, I'm just not into it, and it's not because it's like this series is good and everything. I don't know why, and it's not because there's no LeBron. I know that. I can tell you that that's not the reason. I would probably be less into it if there was LeBron. I'd probably watch it at all. But I don't know. I don't know why I get the feeling like I just don't care as much. It's not getting that spark for me. Maybe like the ending, like I almost felt better watching the beginning than the end for some reason. I don't know. Maybe because I'm just not a fan of these. I'm only a fan mostly of the Wizards now. Like as I'm getting older, like I'm liking basketball less, and it's not. Yeah, I don't see it going up. I feel like I like it less. I think I'm really just tired of the players complaining to the refs, flopping. Like, flopping is a big thing now. Like, they just took on what soccer did. It's like, hey, we're going to do it too. And it's ridiculous. And I'm just tired of seeing people on the floor. And it's like, you're not on the floor because you really just fell on the floor. You're on the floor because you're trying to make it look like you got fouled. And I'm not for that, man. I'm like, if we want to do this, man, can we go back to the 80s and where people can beat up people when they go down the lane then? Because I ain't for this shit. And I was like, I don't want to see this. But yeah, the series tied. The Warriors came back to tie it up in that game. It was a decent game. Steph Curry had a big game. So yeah, they're going back to San Francisco now. Yes, they're going back there to play Game 5 to see who can take the lead. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not really watching hockey. I think Tampa Bay was leading the Rangers last time I saw.
Oh. And that's the finals,
they were down
2-0
at one point, and then I saw 3-2. Now, I don't know if they played the other game yet, but if they win this, they'll be in the finals again. Nope, game is tonight, as of this podcast.
Gotcha.
So we'll see if Tampa Bay can do it again. Can they be 3 years in a row? I don't think I've ever seen a team win 3 years in a row in hockey. Not saying it didn't happen in my lifetime, because I only started watching hockey since Ovechkin came.
Right.
So I have no idea what happened before the Ovechkin era happened. I just know there was a Wayne Gretzky at some point, and then
Mario
he left.
Lemieux.
And I just learned a new name because of a game that we have on our flashback, Monando, and I probably pronounced it wrong. Manando? I don't know. He's in front of his game. Well, I'll get to it. And I don't know who the hell he is. And I'm sure there's a give me a Russian last name. There's a guy who with Russ
Putin.
No, I said Rusky. Yeah, it's called, I don't know if there's a Putin. Maybe. I don't know. I just never heard Putin before Putin.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is Black Widow's last name?
Romanoff.
It's probably Romanoff in hockey. And what's the Canadian last name?
Maple syrup.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
It's the only joke,
Moose.
Dominic.
Is it Moose?
Horton. Tim Horton.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, any wrestling news? Any big wrestling news here?
Two things, I guess. While we were away, Double or Nothing, the AEW pay-per-view happened, and CM Punk won the title there, but then the following week had to vacate it because he broke his foot or broke his leg or something. So they're doing it was a short tournament-esque thing on Dynamite this past week. They had a Royal Rumble-esque match at the beginning of the night to see who would then face the current number one ranked person, because they keep score of stuff basically, who is Jon Moxley, previous champion. So Kyle O'Reilly won that match, and then he faced Jon Moxley in the main event, and Jon Moxley beat him, which was kind of the expected outcome. Jon Moxley will go on to face the winner of a match in New Japan, and then at the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, which is going to be AEW versus Cross New Japan, they will have the actual title match to see who the interim champion will be until CM Punk returns. So that's kind of cool. I like the fact that they do the interim titles instead of just vacating the title completely. I think it's an interesting concept that they've taken from real sports. UFC, they kind of do that stuff. And then on the AEW or the WWE side of things, Cody Rhodes, who came over from AEW, he's been having a pretty good run so far. He's beaten Seth Rollins twice going into the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, but going into their match at Hell in a Cell, he tore his pec. So basically tore the muscle completely off the bone, allegedly. And when he took off his jacket from his entrance at Hell in a Cell, just his entire right pectoral area down his arm was just absolutely purple and bruised. But he still had that match. It was basically a crowning moment for him, as far as being this huge baby face. But unfortunately, it was a real injury, so he had to have surgery and is going to be out 9 months, is what WWE is saying. A lot of people are speculating that they're overestimating that by a little bit and expecting him to, come back at Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble is always the biggest moment that you can make your surprise return. Especially if the idea then would be to have him win the Royal Rumble match and go on to do something at WrestleMania. He, to WWE's credit, they have made him kind of a big star since bringing him back from AEW. And as such, it potentially set him up to beat Roman Reigns for at least one of those titles, potentially. Depending on when that would happen, depends on, if this Rock match will actually happen. There are rumors right now that Roman Reigns will face The Rock at WrestleMania next year. They're in LA. Black Adam will have just come out. He has a break in his schedule, basically. So he doesn't have any movies that he would jeopardize if something were to happen in ring. So that's always the big thing about
So no Sean Hobbs too?
I don't know if it would just be filming afterwards or before or when. I guess it'd be afterwards. I don't know what he's doing for the rest of the year, honestly. I'm 100% sure they're doing a sequel to that, though. There's no doubt in my mind that That may even have been announced at this point. I'm not sure.
Or the Scorpion King remake?
That maybe not so much likely, but maybe. Maybe Dominic, the Mummy with Tom Cruise didn't work out, so maybe.
Black
go in
Adam.
That direction.
It's kind of tied in the same kind of vein,
We're gonna find out that this was like a backdoor pilot to that Scorpion King. We're gonna find out that he is in fact the Scorpion King in Black Adam.
Yeah. You should fight him. That should be like a monster in there. His Scorpion King CG self from the actual Mummy 2.
We always thought The Rock was Polynesian, but he's he's actually
I ain't never
Middle
thought
Eastern.
that. I ain't learned that until like 10 years ago.
Until they started telling you directly
yeah, exactly. I thought he was half black, half white, honestly, for the longest.
Samoan all the way, Dominic. Well, yeah,
until he had a tattoo.
Samoan and black, but
until he had that tattoo, and I was very confused. I was like, what is that?
Oh, you see, in his culture. Oh, wait, what? Yeah. So I think those are kind of the big beats of wrestling right now. There was also some stuff with AEW. MJF is a young dude in AEW who plays an incredible heel character. And leading into Double or Nothing, he was going to have a match with basically like the strong man in his group who he had betrayed him. But there was some weirdness coming out over the weekend that he didn't show up to a meet and greet. And there had been talk before that he was maybe not as happy at AEW as maybe people would expect him to be, because he was there at the beginning of the company and he wasn't making the kind of money that like a CM Punk or a Daniel Bryan was making coming over from WWE with the name that they had. So he no-showed a meet and greet on Saturday, and then there was some talk on the dirt sheets that like he had a plane flying out, that he wasn't going to be a part of Double or Nothing. He showed up for the match, then he showed up on the Dynamite following, basically cutting a promo about how he wants to be fired and doesn't want to be there anymore. So it sounds like things that may have started as like real world complaints they have solved, and then now are turning into a storyline thing. Like you don't give a guy a mic that you're actually afraid is going to say something that you don't want him to say, right? So it seems like now it's just part of the storyline, but for a hot minute there, it was some drama going on behind the scenes. So yeah, that's kind of the wrestling world right now.
Okay. Do you watch Impact Wrestling?
I kind of generally know what's happening there, but I very infrequently watch it. Yeah, there was a while there where they had it streaming on Twitch, and I would make more of an effort to watch it there. But now it comes on one of the channels that I don't have. Well, I guess I don't have any channels right now because I don't have cable, but it was coming on something that I didn't have, so it was never like, and they started taking it off of Twitch, so it was like, I'm not watching this stuff. But they're doing some all right stuff. Like they can take a mid-tier former WWE guy and make him their champion and do pretty good things with him, and honestly get him to a point where they could go back to WWE in a more prominent role. That's kind of the place I see Impact right now.
All right. So I guess we get to what we've been watching. I guess I'll start.
Okay.
So I watched the new movie Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
And that movie was great, man. I think all the reviews were spot on. I'm still surprised that it made as much money as it did, though. I mean, I couldn't believe the nostalgia factor actually really was that big for this. I mean, I honestly thought the movie was going to be horrible.
Tom Cruise name, Dominic. He's the last big star.
Because Tom Cruise names didn't do for all the Mission Impossibles.
Or the Mummy.
Did it for some of them. But, yeah, so... I mean, I know that how Top Gun was a big deal in the 80s, but still, I thought it was going to be a bad movie. Yeah. I thought it was like, they just cashed it in. But then I read a little bit about how that's what they didn't want to do. Like, they was going to... it would have to be a good movie, like a great movie or whatever.
That's what everybody says, Dominic.
Yeah, that they really like. Well, they said this. Well, what I saw, I know everybody says that, but I could tell from what they were saying that they know this is a classic
about it.
Yeah. Like this, there is something to this because I think even Tom Cruise said he wouldn't do it without Val Kilmer. I forgot Val Kilmer had throat cancer. I honestly forgot. Yeah. So I didn't know he couldn't talk like at all, and so I was like, damn. So when I saw the movie, and I saw like he had it like he had some type of disease in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Like I still forgot. So I thought they just made it for the movie like this. Like, why they make it like this man got disease, man? I said, why they couldn't make it like he was just I don't know what his position is. I know he was one of the higher ups in the military. But I said, yeah, why they couldn't just do that? But then I remember reading, and then they said, oh yeah, I forgot. He did get throat cancer. I said, oh shit. So that's kind of cool that it still had in the movie though. But Tom Cruise said he wouldn't have done the movie if he wasn't going to be in it. So yeah, he was in it briefly. Like it really dealt with his partner from the first one, Goose. His son is the main, like he's the guy in this one. Okay. So he's kind of bringing him up. It's a great movie. Like the movie is great. I saw it in the IMAX, the new kind of IMAX they got in Columbia now. The seats are different now. They're not the normal seats, but they're still smaller than the Dolby ones. Like they're still closer together. Like they're nicer than what they used to be, but they're still kind of close together. But it wasn't that crowded when I went there on, what was my birthday? Tuesday, on May 31st, Tuesday. It wasn't that crowded there. It was still room. But the visually, man, and of course the sound, you already know the IMAX sound, and visually it looks really good. It looked really good, man. And like they did a lot of this movie in IMAX. So yeah, it was a lot of times that screen was filled up with them with the planes, and like it was a great movie. Like I really enjoyed it. I was really surprised how good this movie was. And yeah, I definitely recommend it. Seeing it, even when it comes to video, it's still worth watching. The story is good. What else have I watched? Cool. I think that's it. Yeah, as far as... Oh, no. I finished Peaky Blinders. I finished that series. There is apparently going to be a movie that they're going to start filming next year. So I guess that would definitely finish it off totally. But it was a decent ending. I did like how it ended. It was pretty good. And the overall series, I think it's a really good series. A really well done series for like a BBC show. I say that like BBC is making shows
like they're putting out shit all the time.
Yeah, I mean they did Sherlock Holmes and they did that old chef show I watched when I was real young on PBS. But with that black chef. Yes. But anyway. And Downtown Abbey, which I never watched, but say people liked it. Y'all white people liked it, so I guess it's good. But anyway,
I think we moved on to Bridgerton though.
Yeah, so it's good. It's a great series. I really enjoyed it. And I'm kind of curious about this movie. Like, how would this be done?
Is it going to be like a TV movie? Do you know, or is it going to be?
They just said movie. And that's what I was thinking. I was like, is it?
I was wondering if it would be like a Netflix thing because I guess now that season's finished off, they just put all the episodes up on Netflix too.
That's what they usually do. And I don't know, is it up there now on Netflix?
Yeah. Okay. I got an alert yesterday that it was up there.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it just got up there. Darn.
Yeah.
Because I think it's been over for a bit, but I guess they have a time. Because I just finished watching it. It's been over. But yeah, great series. Definitely if you're into like old-timey gangster stuff. I'm thinking the movie would take place probably during World War II because we're just at the cusp of it, of the whole thing with the Nazis and Hitler and stuff like that. Because this kind of deals with that too, socialism, fascism, and things of that nature. So I really liked it. So what else did I finish? I finished watching the Samuel Jackson show that was on Apple TV. I forgot what it was called. Tommy something. The Last Days of Tom Lee Gray. I finished watching that. It's definitely a feel good series, and it ended all right. I mean, it wasn't a bad ending. I wouldn't say it was open ended either. So I think this series seems like it's a mini series, and this is it.
Yeah.
But this series was good. Like Samuel Jackson did really good in his role. I liked it. It's like I don't see a ton of like very good black dramas and miniseries like this, so it was good to see that.
Mm-hmm.
And so great series. I think I definitely recommend it. Won the apples. Good shows. I need to go finish off the other apple, the comedy show. What's it called? Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
I think I have a few episodes left of that. I think I got to the episode where the owner took off. She let go of the player. Well, she gave the player back to whoever had like the ownership of him or something. The team, the best player. Like after he was seemed like they finally was getting to him to work with the team, and then the owner got rid of him because I just don't understand. Like she still is trying to sabotage the team. But I feel like after all the shit they've done, like, why?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand at this point.
Despite her ex-husband.
Yeah, but see, I don't think that's the only bad thing about the show. They don't do a good job of showing him. You only see him that one time so far for what I've seen him. Where it feels like, is it really still spiting him? Because it's like, you're the owner now. And it will look good on you. Mm-hmm. That you got somebody from America and he actually has a decent team. Like, that would be crazy. And like, you would get the credit because he didn't hire. I mean, I think they know that you hired these people. Right. It's a little weird. I don't know. But anyway. But other than that, I mean, the show's great. Did I watch anything else? I felt like I finished something else. I felt like I finished another series, maybe? No, I didn't. I got a lot of other series to catch up because P-Valley started. They got The Boys that happened. I watched like 15 minutes of that. And that I did see the part everybody was talking about. And I was like, oh, God, that is fucking nasty.
Oh,
what else started? I mean, we're about to talk about Miss Marvel. I sort of watched that, kind of fast forward through it. Gotcha. And I still got to watch Obi-Wan. I still only watched the first episode. I didn't watch the last two. Like, how many episodes is it going to be?
I don't.
Please be 6.
Let me look it up real quick. I can't remember if it's just 6 or if it's like 8 because it's going to be. They've basically said like this is a one-off thing. They're not going to go any more than that.
Oh, praise Jesus.
Maybe it's only 5.
Damn, then it's almost over. Next week will be the last one. There's only 5.
Yeah, that feels maybe too short. Let me see here.
And I don't know if I mentioned last time we did podcast, like people complained about they hoping like shows are 20 episodes.
Yeah. I know you and I talked about it. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 6.
Okay. Oh, dude, it's almost over.
I remember you and I talking about that kind of like people expecting like full series length things from this. And I mean, we saw how kind of stretched thin some of those Netflix shows ended up being.
Yeah, they were only
like 12.
13.
Yeah.
12, 13. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's crazy. I've been enjoying Obi-Wan so far. I think it's very good. Episode 3 especially gets into some pretty intense stuff, which is good. 4, I think you're starting to see more of like Reva in 4, the Inquisitor, and I think that stuff's interesting. I hope by the end of it they flesh her out as much as it seemed like they're going to. I mean, we kind of already know about Obi-Wan, and like obviously we're seeing young Leia, and we'll get some character development out of her. But I mean, Riva's obviously the kind of main new character of this series that it seems like they're focusing on.
Okay, that's cool.
Much to the chagrin of the internet, Dominic.
What do you mean?
People are not happy about her. Because
why are they not happy about it again? Because you said it's
because they're racist, basically.
Is it really because she's black?
That's what it seems like. Basically, she posted some of the messages that she's been getting, and then that prompted Disney and Ewan McGregor and everybody to come out and basically say, "Hey, no, we're gonna stand up to this time." And
I want to see it. I want to see those things, not what she posts, because I'm sure everybody gets stuff. I mean, no, nothing to her. She shouldn't get it, but I want to see the rationale behind they don't like her.
Yeah.
If somebody just saying because she's black, I'm like, dude, whatever. I mean, that's not a critique or anything. It's like that.
Yeah.
So was she a character that was another color before? Is that what it is? Was she a character?
I don't know if that character existed at all.
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Her. Yeah.
Then I don't know what. There should be no complaint then if she's just a made up character. If she's literally a made up character, there should be no complaint of her being black.
Yeah.
I can't see the rationale behind it. That's what I'm saying. I can't see it from another perspective. That's what I mean. People who don't the character's been white the whole time, and then they get to a movie, they only got a black character. I get what they're mad at. Sometimes it's not a big deal though, but I know why they're mad. This I don't know why. I don't know why you're mad.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're seeing too. Just people just posting how they don't like her.
I honestly don't engage in a lot of that stuff. I typically don't go into Twitter of fandoms mostly. If I'm engaging in extracurricular stuff, it's usually podcasts and stuff, and you're not going to hear people talking about that even if they didn't like a certain character for some reason,
Okay.
At least not the ones I'm engaging.
If it's just her posting what some people have sent her, then fine. I understand. It's just that it's different because it's just you always get. I don't know who doesn't get hate, mail or hate posts. That's the thing. Who doesn't? And I mean, that's what it comes with. The territory comes with that. It's fucked up, but it does. I mean, we all know. We see it all the time. But if it's I have to see, because I want to know if it's really just a critique of a character. Because if it's not, then they're just idiots. They're just people who just want to start something or whatever. Right. All right. So what else you got, man?
Like you said, Miss Marvel. I watched the whole episode of that. I really dug it. It reminded me a lot of reading that original kind of collection of comics when they brought her in. It also just aesthetically is very cool. It has a very almost Scott Pilgrim-y, or reminds me of the Spider-Man credits that they've been doing with the most recent movies. There's a lot of hand-drawn art on top of the live-action stuff and drawings in the background moving and just kind of in-world kind of things. There's a part where she's having a text communication with her friend, and the messages are showing up in the world on the street and stuff. And I think it's really cool. So far, it's kind of what I was hoping it would be, is more a portrait of her as a person and kind of getting to the point where she's comfortable as herself. 'Cause that's kind of what the comic explored is. She very much started out as I want to be Carol Danvers, Miss Marvel, to the point where, because her powers were transformation powers, she transforms into that Miss Marvel, full on bathing suit style costume and everything. And not even, the new one, with pants and the mohawk and everything. And then eventually coming to the realization, no, I'm not that person and I don't have to be that person to be a superhero. And you get the beginnings of that in this. You see her being uncomfortable, and you don't get to her getting actual powers until the end of the episode. And, we can get into the stuff about like how her powers are not the comic book powers. And that's honestly a bit disappointing just because they haven't really given a good reason as to why, she's now getting her powers from this bangle instead of, the Terrigen Mist. But you can come up with any number of reasons.
Why did they choose the powers to be stretchy, like Mr. Fantastic? To
like in the first place?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know why that was decided to be her power set, honestly. But it in the comics, it comes from Inhumans related stuff, Terrigen Mist and whatnot. And we saw that explored a little bit in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And obviously there was the Inhuman show that did not do well at all on ABC. And obviously, even with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which some people were pretty positive about, Marvel's still done quite a bit of work to distance themselves from that being actual part of the MCU canon. So I don't know, maybe by the end of it, we'll get to something related to that stuff. But as of right now, she's just got like cosmic powers, which makes sense in relation to Carol Danvers in the movie Captain Marvel having cosmic powers. And if you just want to go based on what people know about the movies and what her relationship would be with that Captain Marvel, that could be why they went that route. I mean, there's speculation out there that, they don't want to do stretchy powers before actually doing Reed Richards, or that, stretchy human parts on Disney Plus would cost more money to make look good, and they wouldn't be willing to do that, so they didn't want it to look bad. But on the opposite end of that, you have She-Hulk coming out, and that's going to be a full CG character. So, we'll see. I mean, obviously, you've seen some pushback on that already, saying, how people don't think that looks good. And there have been trailers. I think there was a trailer that came up like a week later after the one that was released that showed up on Disney Plus that actually looked better. But we'll see. I don't know. The power stuff doesn't bother me too much as long as they get everything else right. And that's kind of where they are right now with me, is like I'm not too worried about that stuff as long as everything else is good. And so far, I've felt everything else is good. So I'm satisfied.
So, I mean, I basically seen most of it. Like, there's some parts I kind of fast forward through, but I'm not feeling it. Like, it's not grabbing me at all. I tried. Like, all this stuff you said about the tech scene and like how it goes through the world. Being like how they have that kind of artistic style where like, hey, you can see what she's thinking and like it's out in the world and stuff, and that looks cool and everything. But the show itself just feels I don't know. It's something about it. Maybe the next episode will grab me. But what I was seeing is just, it's not bad. It's just, I don't know. I'm just not having a real feel for it. It's like that I really want to watch this. Like this, like, yeah, I gotta see the next episode.
Yeah, especially when there's so many other things out there that you are interested in.
Yeah, and
I get
but
that.
I'm trying to compare it to Stargirl. Because Stargirl, I really like, and the way this like production value, I will say this is better than Stargirl, at least so far. But I don't know. Something about Stargirl that kept me, that I wanted to see the next one, that this one didn't do, and I don't really know why. Like, this series almost feel like I can wait till the last one and I'll be satisfied. Like whatever it is, when she finally gets to the point of fixing, like you said, trying to be herself, I feel like that's when I want to watch.
Right.
Maybe because it's too much. I think it's too much for me, and it's too much of the same. Like when watching these superhero things, I'm not watching them back to back to back. And thing is, with Disney, it's every few months we're getting a new one. Now they're different. I granted, they are like they're not totally the same. Like they're done slightly different than the other one. They even have a different feel from each other to some extent, but the story is still the same. And I mean, you probably can say that about a whole lot of TV shows, but it's just something about
like I get
film
what you're saying. It's formulaic in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and it's that I don't need this right now. Like if this maybe this show came out, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just feel like this is not what I personally need right now to see this. Like this is not something I really want to see right now because it's so, like you say, formulated and just like how they do a lot of their shows and other shows I've seen through my life. So I'm probably gonna wait on this till I hear how this connects to something else, maybe. But at the point, I don't know. I can just be like, I'll just read what happened, and I don't feel like I'm missing out. Like usually, a lot of these things, I always feel like I'm missing out. Like I feel like I have to watch because I'm missing something. For some reason, this don't give me that feeling. Like a fear of missing out on anything. Like I don't feel like I'm gonna miss anything from this for some reason.
Yeah.
Though I mean, I'm glad it's there. I'm glad they have, I guess, representation of, I don't know, what are they, Pakistani? I guess.
Yeah, Pakistani.
I guess good for them. But other than that, I mean, it's all right. And the behind the credits stuff, like, what am I supposed to know somebody?
I think one of those characters appeared in, I think, Spider-Man. Basically, it's like damage control is the cleanup squad for when things go bad for superheroes, and I guess they're now going to investigate her. I don't know if maybe they'll be like the not. But
they showed that guy's face. Like I'm supposed to have seen him. Who is he?
I think he's just a damage control agent. I'd have to go back and actually look. But yeah, he's not like, anybody that I didn't necessarily recognize now.
Yeah, like name, I was like, oh, this must be Doctor Strange or something because I still haven't seen that movie yet.
No, I was
I don't know who that is.
Not anything related to that I'm aware of.
Oh, okay. But I mean, it seemed like it's an alright show. I mean, I think people who are into this, they will like it. Like people who are into the MCU, I don't know what y'all don't like, honestly, because it seems like y'all like all of them. So I just say, yeah, it's going to be great. It's if you like the MCU, you're going to like it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that speaks to the formulaic nature of it, right? Is like they are giving you more of that, and it hasn't gotten to the point, for me at least, where it's like, okay, this is too much, and I think they could quickly do that. Well,
you know what?
Because
for
of
you,
the
Daniel,
schedule.
You don't watch anything else,
right?
So I don't see how it can, like, because it'd be a lot of good shows that I mentioned, and I'm like, I know he will like this, but you don't even attempt to. But you'll watch
absolutely
this, and I don't never get it because I'll be like, the shows I watch is so much better than what he watches.
I mean, it might just be the fact that, like you said, they're so kind of intrinsically twined together. I feel like if I am not watching one of these, then I am missing out on something for the next one. Whereas other series are, their own kind of standalone things. So I have made it a priority in a way that like nothing else is. I mean, it's not even that I, choose to watch these over those shows. It's that I choose to watch these, period. Because otherwise I'm not really consuming anything as far as television or movies go. I mean, it's been kind of a crazy thing because, I mean, back years ago when I was I don't know, I just, when I had different priorities, I guess I was basically watching like 20 Netflix movies a month, and that was when they were coming in the mail. I would get a movie and watch it and then put it back in the mailbox, and that was when Netflix was like, oh, as soon as it gets scanned by the carrier, they'll send you the new one. So I had like a new one the next day, basically. So if I had like a 2-movie plan, I could have like a new movie every day. And I was also recording stuff on television that I would watch. I mean, it's a weird thing to think back to now, because like I was definitely not ingesting that. Like it was not, a lot of that stuff was not sticking with me necessarily, because there would be times where I'm like playing Call of Duty with you and I would have Stephen Colbert on and also have something else on, and I'm like, I definitely didn't like understand any of that, because now I like I have something on the television and I'm looking at something on my phone and I'm like, I missed 30 minutes of whatever was on television. So I don't know if it's my mind being less sharp or what.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, no, I didn't say it's a problem. It's just, yeah, I can see, like, if what I consume is mostly just Marvel stuff, yeah, I mean, if I don't watch anything else, it's not really anything else I can really compare it to. And, I mean, I will say most of the stuff that comes out has been fine, being fine or better or great. Between fine or great. It's not that has been truly horrible, I can say, that they have come out with. I will say that.
I will. I'm gonna try and make an effort to watch some Stargirl this week, and get like some context. Maybe I'll see what you see, and like, maybe this hits better than Miss Marvel does.
I mean, I don't know. I think you'll like Miss Marvel better, but then again, we gotta wait till the series is
like
over.
an implicit bias on my part, right? Like, I just like Marvel stuff better usually, but I also, like, based on what you've said about Stargirl, I think I would probably quite enjoy it.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a good show. I think it's more of that. For me, Miss Marvel, I expect more because it is by Disney, while Stargirl, I didn't expect it to be as good as it was.
Right.
Miss Marvel, it's an okay show, but like overall, like, it's okay, but it's not. The first episode wasn't really great for me. Like, if I was younger, I think I would like it more. I think it is a better version of CW stuff. Like, if CW stuff was like this, I would like it a whole lot more.
Right.
Like those shows.
You have less complaints about it.
At least it's based on this first episode. I mean, we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah. Gotcha. I guess now we can just talk about the Black Adam trailer.
Yeah.
Well, Flag Means Death. Okay, how many episodes did you watch of Flag Means Death? I mean, I watched the series already.
It was either 3 or 4. I got up to the one with Leslie Jones in it, where she's on in that. Oh, and then I'm enjoying it so far. What's that?
Her husband's.
Yes, it's her husband's. But her favorite one got killed, apparently. Yeah, so I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's maybe not as laugh out loud funny as I thought maybe it would be coming into it. Like, I thought maybe it would be a little more absurd, I guess. But that's not a negative on it. It was just me having different expectations, I think. The main character is quite funny, just being like this, as he says, gentleman pirate.
I know a gentleman
and basically
pirate.
Just not knowing how to pirate, I guess, basically, but still falling into a spot where he is now on the radar of much larger real pirates.
He pays his pirates wages. They have a wage.
So I think that it's quite an amusing concept, and I think they use it to good effect to land the jokes that they're making. So I think it's enjoyable.
It's like a more like it's a pirate movie, a show, but it's like modernized at the same time. Because the way they talk or do things, it's pretty but it's funny.
Yeah.
So I guess we talk about Black Adam trailer. So how did you like it?
I thought it was pretty good. I'm interested to see what they actually do with this character, not knowing much about Black Adam, and I just always looked at him like a villain to Shazam, which I'm not even sure if that's entirely true or if it's just been the association I have because they have those very similar costumes.
I mean, I think he is, but I think he's been changed though to more of an anti-hero.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely that's very much what they're selling in this trailer, right? I mean, they straight out say it. You know, you could either be the destroyer of the world or you could be its savior or whatever.
And like when the guy said killing, like heroes don't kill or something like that, he said, "But I do."
I do. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, like I'm kind of more intrigued by the supporting cast of
That's what a lot of people are.
What is the League of Superheroes or whatever people?
What they call? What they call the Justice Society?
Yes, yeah. Those guys, like they all look really interesting from the trailer.
Atom Smasher.
Yeah.
Who I never always got confused because I was like, what is him different from the Atom? Then I learned, he can't grow small. Okay,
so it's the Atom that's in Legend of Tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was trying to remember. I didn't think they were the same characters, but I didn't realize that it's Atom Smasher and then Atom.
I was thought that was the Atom in the preview, and then I saw somebody say that's Atom Smasher. I was like, oh. Yeah, and everybody I saw on Twitter were saying that, oh man, he looks like Deadpool. So why does he look like Deadpool? And I was like, oh, these are non-comic book fans and movie fans, so they don't know. And that's what the comic book nerds were like, oh, he was actually older than Deadpool. They just say copy him. So you normies. That's what they call them. They call them normies. Oh man, I ain't never heard that before too. I mean, I heard normies, but I never heard it in that instant, like someone actually using it in that scenario. I was like, oh my god. But anyway, yeah. Also, seeing Dr. Fate, that was cool.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, so I'm curious how this movie is. I hope it turns out pretty good. Yeah, I wonder what The Rock will be at the end, because Black Adam is. Because I never really read about him a lot, but I always got the feel because he was the ruler of a country, or whatever it is. I don't know what it's called, but I'm gonna say a country. But like they let him, like it's known that he's their leader there. Like they don't mess with him, like unless he does something outside, his country. Right. And it kind of reminds me of Dr. Doom. With Latvia, but I mean, with what's it called, Latvia or Latveria, or
what is it? Called. Yeah, because I don't think it's Latvia because that's a real country.
Oh yeah, but I think I give it the L. But thing is, Dr. Doom.
Oh no, it is Latveria, maybe.
But I think the other place is called. I think it's called
Latvia.
The real place is called Latvia, right?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't realize how similar they were there.
But anyway, Dr. Doom is still, I think, a bad guy, right? I mean, even though he has
depending on the day,
immunity.
But yeah, mostly.
Yeah, he has diplomatic immunity. I mean, I think the only time he helps people if it helps himself. Like if the Earth's about to get destroyed, he's going to help because he's going to die. He
still wants the country to roll over.
Yeah. So yeah, and he's a good leader, and that's what I heard about Black Adam too. Is that he's good to his people. Like the ones I saw, I mean the stories I see is like he's good to the people that's there. Right. He just says fuck everybody else. But I'm curious to read. I kind of want to read some of the stuff like on Black Adam scene, like how did they change him? Like, what did they do to change him or whatever? Like, to make him more of a anti-hero than just a plain villain. But yeah, it should be pretty cool. But I hope it is. It turns out to be pretty cool to see this. And we finally get it. I mean, we heard about him before we heard about Shazam.
Yeah, he has definitely been preaching this since,
Been like 10 years. When we first heard about him.
It really has. It must have been around that time. Yeah. Wild.
Because I feel like I heard about him while I was still working at Target.
Yeah. I mean, it's possible. Yeah. That's why I'm hoping it's going to be good. Because it seems like this has been a passion project for him in the same way that like Deadpool was for Ryan Reynolds. So I'm hoping he doesn't let it be bad.
All right, so now we get to video games. So what games you played?
I have, according to this, I had 2 weeks and can't play one damn video game.
How can you play a game?
I've been playing some Super Metroid just because I'm in that, like, I need to just, I don't know.
Hold on, what you playing Super Metroid
on? Vita.
You playing on the Vita, okay. You don't want to play the Switch version?
No, it's just, I don't know. I probably should be playing the Switch version because it's a bigger screen, but...
And you can save anywhere.
Oh, I can save anywhere in the Vita.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because it's an emulator. I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's, I don't know. I think it's because the screen on the Vita, even though it's smaller, just kind of looks better because it's an OLED screen. I think part of it, though, is like the less I blow up those graphics, too. It's just easier for me to, I don't know. But yeah, that's all I've been doing just because the
Vita fits more in your hands than the Switch does.
It is. I mean, I have my grip for the Switch, but just default, yeah, the Vita is a much better feeling console.
The grip doesn't make the thing smaller, though. Like, that thing still is...
Yeah, weight-wise, yeah. It's definitely... Yeah.
It fits in your hand with the grip, but it's still... Like, if I could get a little smaller version of the Switch, I would rather have that.
Let me tell you about the Switch Lite, Dominic.
Oh, well, not that one.
Yeah.
I want to get a new controller.
Yeah. And then it's not Switch. That's still like, how do they fucking do that? They took a console whose entire gimmick was switching and decided, no, we're gonna make it so it doesn't.
And they still call it Switch. It would confuse people otherwise, though. Like the Xbox. I still want to hear that. I should go read some stories. There gotta be stories of people who bought an Xbox One X.
Oh, 100%.
And they thought they had the Series X, and their kids are crying. And I want the video. I want the video of the kids crying.
I was going to say just videos on Twitter of kids crying at Christmas because they opened up the wrong box.
So I can feed on it. It feeds me. It makes me stronger. What is this? Is this a coyote? Or the cat? A fox? That's a fox? What kind of fox is that? That's a big fox.
What is this?
Like I'm watching a cat. Look like a fox is going after the cat, but I don't think it's a fox, man. Yeah, that's a coyote. I'm about to say that's too big to be a fox. But yeah, the cats are evil, man. Look at that cat. Even the coyote can't take it. All right. So where we at here?
What have you been playing this week?
Okay, so
these 2 weeks.
All right, so I'm on my friend's place. We played some of that Gang Beasts together.
Nice.
So that was pretty funny. Playing that and trying to know what the hell the controls are, what the hell how you're supposed to kill. Most of the time, I would just do the suicide, like taking them with me.
Just grab them and drag them with you.
Always draws. This is to be draws. If I get you, we're all going down together, man. It's we're all going to hell, and then I just jump over, just jump over the wall and just die. Then we also played. Oh man, I forgot the game is called. I mentioned it before. It's kind of like Rayman Origins, but very hard, and it's on Game Pass.
I remember you talking about that last time.
What is that game called? Okay, let's see. Games like Rayman Origins. 31 games like Rayman Origins. Damn, it's 31 of them? Hope it's like one of the top ones then. Super Lucky's Tale is not like... cut the fuck out of here. Unruly Heroes, I found it. Yes. Okay. That game is hard. We're at the last boss, and... Because, this game is not where you can just, follow the pattern of what the boss is going to do. Like you now you can kind of figure it out. Like, okay, but this happens. But sometimes something just happens that didn't happen the last time. Like a platform would disappear, and I was like, wait a minute, this didn't disappear last time. So we're still not figuring out what platform we should be on at a certain moment, and he does so many different things. Thing is, there is probably a pattern, but it's a randomized pattern, but you could probably figure out what he's going to do, but it's so many that he kind of animation he does that it's hard to remember which one is going to happen. And it just gets so frustrating. And we keep telling ourselves, like, we're not going to put on easy. We played too long on normal that we're not going to put on easy to beat this. Too bad this isn't online co-op. It's just couch co-op, unfortunately. So, thing is, I won't be able to play with him unless he comes up here or we go back down there, which I know Foot's talking about going back down there later this year. I'll see where I'm at. But yeah, the game. Other than that, I mean, it's a frustrating game, but it's a fun game. I can say that. This is why I wish there were cheats. I was hoping like Xbox when they have their show next week, they'll announce that we have partnered. We're bringing Game Shark back. We bought Game Shark, and we're going to have exclusive of Game Pass or some shit like that. Like you have Game Pass Ultimate, you got to have Game Shark or some shit.
That would.
And I was like,
it, to be honest with you,
I was like, oh, praise Jesus. I was like, praise Jesus. There is a God. There is a God. I will believe there is a God if that happens.
Let me talk to Phil Spencer, see what I can come up with.
All right, so or Game Genie. If we do Game Genie, that'd be say we got the name Game Genie. We're bringing it back. All right, so what else have I played? I played some more Trails. I'm still playing that. I'm still liking the first, I guess, chapter-ish part. I mean, they're long. Chapters are usually long. I think it'd be like maybe 3 parts maybe in each game. Mm-hmm. But I still haven't met my teacher yet. Like, this is very long without having the main character in here. Like, I never played a game this long where I did not meet the main character yet. I mean, I guess if you want to count Metal Gear Solid 2, but you find out that he wasn't never the main character. Snake wasn't the main character.
Spoilers.
So... yeah, but I'm still having fun with that. I also played... I tried a little bit of this game because I saw it. Postal Brain Damaged, which Postal 4 just came out this year, I believe. At the January, I think.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit earlier. And
Postal Brain Damaged, I think it's been out as early access for a while. And now it's officially out. And I said I'll try it out. The graphics are... like not really modern, but they're like a mix between old pixelated and somewhat modern. I don't know what it is, but it's okay, and it just seems like dumb fun and somewhat. I mean, it's not great, but it's not horrible. Now I heard Postal 4 was horrible, and the reviews for this so far haven't been bad. Like really that as low as that, I should say. But I'm still. I don't think all the reviews have been out. I don't know if everybody's played this yet. But when I played of it, like, I never played Postal before. So, you start out in this house, in the house. You was in this room, you leave out, and then you get to find a weapon to have, and the people just run away from you. Cause I guess you just a mass murderer or something. And I
Sounds
guess
about right with Postal.
Yeah, I guess. Now, I mean, I don't know the story with this one. I don't know if it's that you're just tired of working as a postman? Are you even a postman, or just postal in the sense of just killing, just going out?
I think you're just postal in the sense of killing.
Yeah,
I don't think
I don't
the
know,
ones
is
that
this
I
my
played,
house?
I was ever a postman.
Yeah, is this even my house that I'm in? That's what I want to know. Like, are you just killing your family first, and then you just going after the neighbors after that? So yeah, you saw that. You just sit. There's an old man, that he has a gun, and you could, I think you can hit back. At least that's what the tutorial said. It's just like, hey, you can hit back the, like, if they throw something or shoot something, but it didn't seem to work. It seemed like I kept getting hit, so I just said, fuck it, I'll just kill him. I have this makeshift kind of melee weapon at first, and then you also get a gun, a smart gun, like it like any other game where you hold the trigger, it tracks
locks on
the enemy or whatever, and then it shoots like 3 bullets at a time at them. And I was having fun doing that. It was just like dumb fun. I mean, it wasn't something great or anything, but I just want to test it out just to see how it was. I didn't really play that very long. I probably played like 10 minutes or 15 minutes of it. Another game I played was Chorvs, and I think it's pronounced as Chorus though.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know why they put a V in there, but you know what, whatever. The English language, that's what they do. So it's a space shooter. I think it's been out for a bit, but I think it just came out maybe for Xbox, or at least Xbox Game Pass. So it's a space shooter, behind the back space shooter, and it seems alright. Graphically, it looks so pretty good. The story, it seems like almost like you're Darth Vader, but not Darth Vader, but you did blow up a planet, and now you feel guilty about it. And now I don't know where exactly I am with the story though. It seem like an open space like world. I mean, not world, but you're in space and you can do side missions and things. It looks like you work for some empire, and I guess maybe you don't want to work for them anymore. Maybe I'm still at the part where I believe I'm at the part I'm still working for them, and maybe eventually you'll get away from them. I don't know, but I'm at the very beginning of it. I recorded some of it. The flying stuff feels okay. Now, in the video I saw of like a review of the game, it seemed like there was a lock on where you can hurry up and get behind somebody. So that, because tracking, I don't have a lock on system as of right now, or I don't know how to use it. I've looked at the controls, I didn't see it, and I had to keep aiming. It's like, damn, this is hard. But I think there's some aim assist, because I know sometimes I'm not really aiming exactly on them, but I still get a hit on them. But I think there's ability you get where you can just hurry up and get behind the enemy so you can track them a lot easier. And I don't know how to do that yet, so I'm guessing it must be something you have to unlock later on in the game, or maybe I'm close to it because, like I said, I'm still at the very beginning and I'm unlocking new things right now. But it seems fun. The game seems fun. I like it. It is not too hard to control the flying, and I don't get really that dizzy doing it. Like when I play other flying games, like, oh man, I'm upside down, trying to get myself right. They do have the controls where you can get steady yourself, to make it everything leveled. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I might play some more of this. Like, this game is pretty alright, and I don't know who the studio is. It might be an indie game, but like visually, it looks good. Like it looks pretty good. Also played a game called, what is this game called? Disc Room. Disc Room. It's like each room is a bunch of discs that can kill you. You have to dodge them. You gain abilities as you go to different rooms. Like different rooms, sometimes you might unlock an ability. Like as you do the necessary task in each room. Like each room has different tasks. Sometimes they say, hey, if you can last like this many seconds, or you can you have to dodge like so many blades, or get killed by a certain amount of blades. Like sometimes you have to die. But if you get killed by this many blades, these different types of blades, you can move on to another room. So, because like each time you die, you just start at the beginning of that room, like the room you was in. So, it's like each room has its own. Like I said, this is like its own little level. And then some places you might unlock an ability that can make it so that you can go through blades temporarily. Then I got one where, what was it I can do? I forgot the second ability I got. I forgot. But it's like a little puzzle game, basically. Like a game, you go to different rooms, you dodge around different type of blades. There's all kinds. Like some they shoot out other blades. There's ones that's slower or something like that. It's like a little puzzle game. It's looked like a fun game. Looked like a game you could play on your phone probably or something. But it was all right. It was all right playing that game. I mean, it's just one of those games that like pick up and play. I think I tried some new VR games, but I didn't really get very far in them. I'm trying to remember. Oh, Creed. I did try out Creed finally, and that is a whole lot better than the other one. The other game I played, the Fight, whatever. I forgot what it's called. Fight. It's not called Fight Club. It's called Fight Night. No, it's not called Fight Night either. I forgot what it's called. Anyway, the one I played before. I mean, I mentioned it before. Creed is a whole lot better. Like, production value is better.
Oh, Creed. Sorry, I misheard you. I thought you said Creed. I was looking it up. But now, the boxing game. Gotcha.
Yeah. But, yeah, this, it looks better. I do like how you can exercise. Like, they have you, like, you can pretend like you're running, but all you do is gotta move your arms forward real fast on the treadmill. I didn't do a real boxing match yet. I was just doing a lot of tutorial stuff, and the story starts you out like you're practicing and you're hitting dummies and things of that nature. So I didn't get to a part where I was fighting actual people, but I could definitely see like, man, this stuff like it's been put more into this than the other game. The other game seems like an early VR game, and while this one feels like a full-on game. Not to discredit the other one's fine. Like it's a good game, but I can see like the production went into this game a whole lot more. So yeah, I might be playing some more of that. I didn't play any other new games. I didn't play a lot of old games either, really, these last 2 weeks on the VR. I think it's been watching movies mostly. So, or TV shows. So that is it for what I've been playing. So I guess we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we'll get to the flashback segment.
All right.
And we're back. And now we're flashbacking to 2012. We got a new month, people. So we already did the covers last week. So now we're going to do the games. Well, 2 weeks ago. And so now we're going to go through Max Payne 3 is finally made to Windows. So now the better version has come out. And then we have a game called Long Live the Queen, which I'm thinking it has something to do with the British, maybe. Oh, no. It's anime. It's a pink anime girl right here.
Oh, no, that's the Queen of England.
And
I've never seen her.
It says the story follows a young princess who is training to become a queen after the death of her mother. The objective of the game is to keep the princess alive for 40 weeks until she turns 15 and is crowned. Okay, this plot is the Queen of Nova has recently died, and her daughter is 14 years old. Princess Elodie must leave her schooling to ready herself to become next queen. Her coronation is set 40 weeks from the present, her 15th birthday. Many people in the kingdom are trying to take advantage of the recent monarch's death and attempt to kill Elodie. So what do you have to do here? The player reads through the story and schedules the protagonist's weekly lessons and topics such as economy, foreign affairs, logistics, expression, military matters. What the fuck? Like, you really have to do that? What about avoiding getting killed? How do you do that? Progress various social and political opportunities. When they occur, the game performs checks against Elodie's current skills and choosing the outcome. Oh, okay. What's the reception? It got a good score. Oh, no. Never mind. Well, Technology Tell gave it 90 out of 100, wherever the hell that is.
The most credible of sources.
I'm just saying, this game seems so obscure. Why is it even up here on Wikipedia, like showing this game off? It must have been a fan.
They somehow have everything, and then sometimes not the most important game.
Yeah. All right. So now we got Inversion is on the PS3 and Xbox 360. I almost felt like we talked about this game. But, oh, yeah, this is the one where you're actually climbing, like, vertically and shooting, which is what Dark Void was supposed to do. Well, it did. It just wasn't that great. And Inversion seems to be keeping up with
not
that.
Like Inversion.
With that being not great.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think Dark Void had higher scores in this, though. I feel like I was
came
60s.
Before. It was the original.
Yeah, I feel like it was in maybe the 60 range. I'm curious if that's like, because this is in the 50 range. You're in Vanguard City. You are a policeman named Davis Russell, and his partner Leo Delgado are on duty with the city comes under attack of an army of strange barbaric soldiers called black people. And then you have to shoot them.
Wow. Wow.
So what else we have here? Madagascar 3, the movie, came out 10 years ago, Daniel.
Yeah.
Happy anniversary to Madagascar 3. I've never seen that one. I've seen 2. 2's what went to Africa, right?
I think so.
And 3 is when they... Oh, the clown.
Join the circus.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember the Chris Rock thing with the clown. He's like, I forgot what he was singing. It was I don't really remember because I think I couldn't get it out of my damn head. All right, but the video game came out on almost basically everything. I don't see PC though. 3DS, Nintendo DS, PS3, Wii, and Xbox 360.
All the platforms they could put it out on as cheaply as possible.
Bang Bang Racing came out for the Xbox Live Arcade. It's when you bang a hooker and you race off and without pain.
Yeah, this is like top-down racing. I had never heard of it, and I was like, yeah, maybe we don't need to talk about it. But it's one of those racers that I really dig. There was the one on PlayStation Vita that they did for MotorStorm that was pretty cool, and then that one back in the day for that had Duke Nukem in it. I always forget what that one's called, but I always like those like isometric racer games. They're fun.
And it didn't get good scores though, unfortunately.
No, it was a phone game, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah. All right, so what else we have here? We got the Art of Balance Touch, and I'm assuming you must gotta balance somebody and not fall down. I have no idea. I click on this to take me to the company that made the game, so I have no idea.
That's promising.
Yeah. All right, so what else we have here? Oh, Bayman Racing came out for Windows 2. Pikmin 2 came out for the Wii, which is just the GameCube version, you know, when it did it. What they call it? What they call that?
I don't know. Did they have like a special title for it?
Yeah, because they had... Yeah,
they put Wii controls in it.
Yeah, they did that, which is that's pretty cool. It got an 84 on game rankings anyway. Metacritic, I don't see the Wii version ranked here, but the GameCube version got ranked.
Nintendo Selects.
Yes, that's what it was. Okay, that's what they call.
So it had that big red border around it.
Wait a minute, they called that Nintendo Selects too?
Let's play control. I don't know. This one's called Nintendo Selects. I don't know if that's just because that
it was cheaper?
When it dropped in price, or because they have the original Pikmin.
Oh, I think it's called New Play Control.
Okay.
I think that's what it was. It said...
Yeah, that's what's on this cover of the original one that I'm seeing.
Okay. I think they call the Wii like a New Play Control. Something.
What great branding. Just the thing that it is.
But yeah, so you got your hands on that to play it, which I think is a better version of it with the Wii controls for that type of game. I will hope it is. All right, so you got Dirt Showdown has come out, and you know Dirt games are the rally racing games made by Codemasters, who is now owned by EA, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So, yep, there we go. And what this one? Do people like this one? Yeah, they got all right scores. 72 PC, 360, 78, PS3, 75. All right. We also have Gravity Rush.
Yeah,
on
that game's really cool.
Vita. And thing is, I didn't know what Gravity Rush was. I mean, I heard it was like people did like it. I always imagined it. I didn't imagine anime. I know that when I heard it. So when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, you play as an anime girl." Oh, I didn't know that. And yeah, people seem to really like this game, and it did get decent scores. It got 83 on the Vita. It also came to PS4 too. It got an 80 up there.
Which is interesting because like the whole thing about it on the Vita was like it was kind of gimmicky. Like you could turn the Vita around completely, and the screen would stay upright, so you could play it like long ways if you held the Vita sideways. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, and I think on the PS4 you have to turn your system upside down, and it does that.
You have to turn your entire TV.
Yeah, the game's plot is, well, let's tell the gameplay. I'd rather go to the gameplay. Diary West is an action-adventure video game which players take the role of Kat, a young woman who can manipulate how gravity affects her, allowing her to walk on walls and fly through the air. Kat navigates the game's open world of Hexaville, whatever, both on foot, using the roads and walkways, and using her powers to activating Kat abilities. The player tilts the PS Vita, aiming Kat and allowing her to fall in that direction. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, and it seemed pretty cool. Doing that. And then the sequel came out years later, 2017, I believe it was. But I don't think it got as great as reception.
No.
It didn't get as great as reception, but it still got great scores though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I didn't really hear a lot of people talking about it, but the scores up here.
I feel like the only reason Gravity Rush, the original, even got talked about as much as it did was because it was kind of in that launch window when there wasn't a ton of quality stuff for the Vita.
Yeah. All right, so what else we have here? We got Metal Gear Solid HD Collection came out for the Vita, so they finally got it. I had to play all these great games. Well, I used to thought they were great, and now I think they're pretty okay. I mean, yeah, this Metal Gear is so funny because like people still love it, but for me, I don't know, my taste changed with this game as I got older. I loved it a whole lot when I was younger. In middle school to high school, and maybe early college years. But as I get older, I don't I know the memories are how I used to love it, but when I played them again, I was like, the story is not that great. The stealth is all right if you do it right. I mean, if you got a okay difficulty on, the stuff is pretty all right. I mean, it's fun doing all these different type of things that you can do to people and how you can go about a situation different ways. But it's not the same. I don't feel the greatness like I used to feel about the game. But for some people, they still have that feeling for it. Like, it's still a great game. Like, these games are still great that I didn't. And I don't know why it fell off for me. I don't know. I know the story I used to thought was great. Not at all. I don't think it's great at all. I went from thinking it's one of the best stories in gaming to just being, it's ridiculous.
Anime trash.
Yeah. I don't think I ever turn on anything like that. Like that, I don't even care about sequel to these games. Like, I don't care about that. Oh man, they might not make another one. And I'm like, okay. Like, I'm good. I like Hideo Kojima is not that guy. Like, oh man, I want to see what he does next. I don't care. Like his games are not on Xbox. I mean, I care for the people who do like his games that they can't play it on that platform, who just have an Xbox. But for me, I didn't give a damn. I didn't feel like I lost in anything.
Yeah.
All right. So what we got here? What is this? Gunner? Or Gunner? What is the hell is it?
Anime.
It is a Gunnier? Okay, I don't know. A tactical role-playing game on the PlayStation Portable. It's not even the Vita? It's the PSP?
Rough.
Oh, goodness gracious.
This was the last game to ever come out on PSP.
It got 60 out of 100, so it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it was check to see like 50s or 40s, so it's something. Yeah, it's just it's a tactical anime game. So there you go. Your poor man's damn, what the fuck is that game called? Disgaea, I guess.
Here you go.
Oh, here we go. Happy 10th anniversary to Lollipop Chainsaw. A game I always wanted to play and never did.
That's one that needs a remaster, Dom.
Why is this game not on PC?
I think it came out at that time where not everything was coming out on the PC, and this was like right in that like below AAA budget kind of thing.
That sucks because The only way to play this is that I have to buy literally the Xbox 360 version or the PS3 version.
Yeah.
Damn, so I would never play this.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's a hack and slash game. Grasshopper manufacturer made it, the developers.
Yep.
And it does have like that Devil May Cry-ish kind of thing to it. But with the very sexy Harley Quinn playing and is the main character. looking like Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And
cheerleader,
yeah.
2 ponytails.
And it has a legacy here. James Gunn later drew influence from Lollipop Chainsaw when he directed The Suicide Squad in 2021. And inspired Harley Vision, where gory murders were depicted through Harley's starry-eyed way of looking at life, by mixing hearts and beautiful little things with the blood that is coming out of people that Harley's killing. Oh, it came from that, because I never seen that. Okay, that's cool. I mean, I've seen Suicide Squad. I never really seen all the game.
Yeah, Lollipop. Yeah. And it was also because, obviously, Lollipop Chainsaw, she had a chainsaw, and it had her ex-boyfriend or boyfriend's disembodied head as, like, a keychain on it.
Yes, I see that right there.
Yeah.
And
it was definitely a odd thing that I wanted to play at the time, but never did.
Did the same guys who did this make the Dick game? What was it called? The
gun. I know which one you're talking about.
What is that called?
Yes.
Shadow of the Damned or something?
Yes, Shadow of the Damned. Yep.
Oh, okay. So that kind of makes sense with the whole beheaded boyfriend thing, because it seems like they do that weird shit
yes.
in this game, in these type of games.
Yeah, Grasshopper is that Suda 51's company?
I want to say it is, man. I see Gochi Suda.
Yeah, that was Suda 51's company.
So, 67 out of 100 on Metacritic for PS3, 70 for Xbox 360. So, not high up there, but still, it just has like the cult classic kind of feel to it.
Mm-hmm. I really would like to see them revisit that, even if it were like, hey, since we're in this weird place with the Switch, we're going to port this to the Switch because we think we could make some money off of it.
Yeah. This is going to be a long podcast, people. All right, so we got Order Up on the 3DS, which is about ordering up food, and it looks like it came on the Wii too, because I've seen the Wii cover up here. All right, so what we have here, we got Sesame Street Elmo's musical masterpiece. I'm sorry.
Oh, beautiful.
For the Wii and the Nintendo DS. So get that for your kids. Get that for your daughter, Daniel. All right, so we also got iCarly Groovy Foodie for the Nintendo DS. I know you was a big iCarly fan. You was one of the ones saying, I can't wait till she's legal. All right, so
count down the days. Oh my god.
Oh man, I'm so glad that I never really got into that, because that's kind of thing was when we were young, and the people were, and it was people who are our age, so it wasn't ever weird if we were attracted to them.
Exactly, it was like the Olsen twins.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Like, oh yeah, they're our age, so
yeah, and they actually did not. They didn't turn out as I thought.
And also, I feel like by the time they were getting to that point, I think we probably already checked out on them anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like when I got to maybe 16, maybe 15, probably high school, I think I checked out on them. So I was like, they're not getting any fatter. like they're still skinny. And I wasn't into that at that time.
Yeah.
All right. Like, unless you're like model skinny, maybe. Like swimsuit model skinny. All right. So here we are. This is it for 2012. We got 20 years ago. We're going 20 years ago, 2002. We got The House of the Dead 3. It's anniversary for the arcade. So it's first ever release then. Yep, House of the Dead 3. I played it. I can never tell the difference between these games, so I have no idea. Also, here we go. Here's a big one. 20 years ago, this game, I know my friend got this game, Dead to Rights.
Oh, yeah.
With the dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it was one of those third-person action shooters. Great game, and it had quite a few sequels. It had about 3 more that came out later on. Don't think they're as good as the first one. Maybe 2 was, but I don't know about Reckoning and Retribution. But yeah, Digital Rights. I mean, it was an alright game. It was an okay game. Yeah. Also, you had Ultimate Fighting Championship Throwdown came out for the PS2. And I think it was on was it on something else before this? No, this is the first release of it. So UFC, this is when UFC was under different people. Because this is Crave. Opus did development for this. And Crave was the publisher. And it didn't get that greater reviews for this one. So like UFC, when they got to THQ, it was good.
Yeah.
Or maybe, I don't know, did they get to THQ yet, or were they with both? I have no idea at this point in time.
I don't think they got to them yet, because we've talked about some UFC games, but I think those were in the newer.
Oh, okay.
Because we were talking about like.
Oh yeah, that's right. In probably like 2011s and stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what else we have here? We got Endgame. The Marvel movie game came out 20 years ago. And they knew about this stuff before we even saw it. It's funny. This game does not even come up when I click on this game.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing it was that bad that they didn't even care to put a page for it. I think I saw this in Moby Dick games though. Okay, I see a game called Endgame Road to Salvation. I don't think that's the same thing. And I see Marvel's Endgame Edition Breakdown. And nope, I don't see it. There's a game out there called Endgame that came on PS2. You go find it and play it and tell me how it is. Also, Digimon World 3 came out 20 years ago. Monsters. I never played the console games of these things.
Yeah.
So they always didn't look as good as I wanted to. Well, they didn't look like what I wanted to be.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, every time I saw them, I was like, oh man, this just looks stupid. But I mean, these were popular, and oh god, it's got a 47. Yeah, this do not get this one.
The problem with Digimon is it wasn't Pokemon, and it didn't even have the cool gimmick of like Monster Rancher, where you put a different CD in there and got a different creature.
Yeah, it's just I don't know what I would want for that game. Maybe I just wanted maybe Pokemon. And I
just wanted Pokemon.
Yeah.
We all just wanted Pokemon.
Exactly. All right. Here we go. Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind came to the Xbox 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So the Xbox got to play this great RPG.
That was big.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know I really know this game at the time. I saw it and it looked, I said, oh, it's a PC-like game. It's probably stupid, so I didn't care about it. I was just a console guy. So I was like, I don't care. This will look good. It's not a Final Fantasy. That's what it was. I was a Final Fantasy guy. So I was like, this ain't Final Fantasy. Now I would like it better than Final Fantasy. It got an 87 on Xbox. That's close to the PC score. The PC got 89. So this turned out to be like a really big game for Xbox. Be like,
I mean, it was one of the like first like million sellers or whatever, like their Player's Choice collection.
Oh yeah,
I feel like.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't even know that. I totally ignored this. Even when Game Informer gave it a 9, I said, I don't care. I'm at Xbox. It's not on PlayStation 2. I don't care.
Yeah.
All right. So what we got here? We got Disney's Lilo & Stitch for Game Boy Advance. We talked about some games before because it's the 20th anniversary of that movie. We also got Outlaw Golf for the Xbox. I heard about this game, and it actually got decent scores on Xbox. Better than GameCube. Not much better, but PC, it don't even have a Metacritic ranking up here.
I don't even remember that came out on PC.
Yeah, it got 42% on game rankings, though. But Xbox got 77% on game rankings, 72. GameCube got 69.
There were horny people playing on Xbox.
But it was an okay game. It wasn't no Hot Shots Golf, the better golf game, the PlayStation one. That's why. But that's why when I saw it, I said, you ain't no Hot Shots Golf. Even though I ain't buy Hot Shots Golf, I was just such a PlayStation fan. I was like, yeah, you're nothing. You're nothing, Xbox. All right, so now we got Mega Man Battle Network 2. Never really cared about these games because it was like Mega Man trying to be like a Pokemon kind of thing, and like a fighting, like you use Mega Man to fight other guys. It just seems so stupid, but it got decent scores. It got 81 out of 100. I never liked that. It's like I just want a regular Mega Man where I cannot get past like any level because it's so hard. That's the type of Mega Man I want to play. All right. Yeah. So what else we got here? We got Le Mans 24 Hours, which is the racing game is when they race for 24 hours because they're crazy and it's on the Windows. Yep. Now the other version came out before on the other consoles. Here's the one. We got Backyard Hockey. That's the one I was talking about. This Monando guy is on the front of whatever.
Oh, okay.
Because he's one of the. You play the kid version. You can play as the kid version of him. In this, I played Backyard Baseball. One of them before they added the they had the license for MLB. Before they added the players, I played it. So I was a hardcore guy. Then. I hated it. I hated when they added real people. I was like, no, get these fucking people out of here.
You sold out.
I know. I was like, nah, man, I want to play with these kids. I want that pitcher that was in a wheelchair. And
I was going to say, give me Jimmy, the one in the wheelchair.
Yeah, he can pitch. And then that girl, that foreign girl who always says baseball is very, very good to me. I like her. She's been knocking those home runs out. All right.
Sure.
So what else we got? We got Bomberman Generation came out for the GameCube. We got Bomberman Max 2, the blue and red versions came out to the Game Boy Advance because
they're trying the Pokemon thing.
Yes, it was so many games that did this. It was just it was ridiculous. But hey, you gotta make your money, man. You got Zoo Cube came out for the GameCube. I don't even know what this game is.
I looked it up and it was not at all what I thought it was. So I have no idea either.
Like, I didn't even know it existed. They actually called Zoo Cube. So it's not a zoo in the cube?
I think there's a zoo in the background, and then you're like a cube in the middle of the screen, and then you're either collecting or doing something with things that are flying from off the screen.
Oh, you are the cube. Oh, okay. I think you got a zoo in the cube or something. Shantae came out for the Game Boy Color. Yes.
Yeah.
You get to see this girl bouncy. Did they still have her boobies bouncing? And
I'm pretty sure they did, because I mean, Way Forward has always been like very good at sprite animations. Like even back then, I think because of the limitations of like a Game Boy Color, I think her sprite was a lot bigger on screen.
They have some great engineers over there who know boost physics like the back of their hand.
I mean, they're very good, but yeah, sometimes it's a little excessive.
All right, you have, here's a big one. Happy 20th anniversary to Castlevania Harmony of Dissonance.
Ooh.
And did you play this one?
That is the Game Boy one, right?
Game Boy Advance one? Yes.
Which number is this? Has got to be the second one?
Let me see. This is like the release when it came into Japan, so this is the actual release.
Okay. Yes, I did play that. I think I played all of those, but this one might have been one I actually beat because that first one, like the first one that came out on the Game Boy Advance before it had like a backlit screen, it was very hard to see.
So you play this was around 50 years after Simon Belmont. Who do you play as?
Who do you play as in this?
It looked like a vampire. Is that whatchamacallit?
Alucard? I don't think so.
Alucard's son? I don't know. What the hell is this guy?
Let's see.
He's very pale.
Focuses on his grandson, Juste, Juste Belmont.
Oh, it's a Belmont.
Yeah. Well, I feel like at some point the Belmonts like intertwined with the Draculas.
Draculas? Oh, okay.
I think there was some crossover there, Dominic. I don't know if that's true, but I feel like it. I mean, also like all the art on the Game Boy games, especially like the later ones. Like the first one was kind of anime-ish, and then they went like full into the like romantic, fully drawn kind of stuff for all their like key artwork. And then they started to go back with the DS stuff to like the super basic anime looking stuff, and I think people kind of turned hard on it, even though the games the entire time basically looked the same.
Yeah,
they were all still sprite based.
Yeah, I got a 7 on Metacritic. Yeah, it was very
it's
well
good
received.
stuff.
All right, we also have 20th anniversary Mike Tyson's heavyweight boxing for the PlayStation 2.
Ooh.
I'm gonna assume it wasn't that good because I don't know anybody really talking about it.
Yeah, if it's the one I think it is, it was probably in the high 60s.
The high 60s. I mean, I guess you could say the Game Informer was like that. That was 6.75.
Was it even lower?
But that was probably the highest score.
Oh, rough.
It's 33 out of 100 on Metacritic.
Oh, yikes.
Yep. This is no punch out, I can tell you that. All right, so we got WWE WrestleMania 18 on the GameCube. Yeah. Did you get this game?
I did. Well, I think I rented it because I was still coming off of the No Mercy is the only true wrestling game, and no one's really capturing that anymore. But this one, they were very much selling hey, it's on a Nintendo console again. We're trying our best to make it as much like that as possible. And it was they still had the hard grapple systems and stuff like that. It wasn't quite in SmackDown territory where you're almost mashing out Mortal Kombat stuff to make moves, but it still wasn't No Mercy. I think it also had a story mode where you're trying to help set up WrestleMania. So you go to construction sites and fight people and throw them off the construction site, if it's the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, okay.
That might be Day of Reckoning. I can't remember now. It was one of those two. It was very silly.
Oh, okay. All right. So what else we have? We have Metal Slug 4 for the Neo Geo was released in Japan and United States. Neo Geo was still releasing games. I think I read somewhere they released the last game in 2004.
Oh, wow.
So they were still trying to get people into it, or at least keeping the fans who still had it to have the game. What else we have? Already have that one. RC Helicopter came out for the PlayStation. I'm guessing that you play as a toy helicopter. I guess I don't know. I don't feel like it up. So what else we got? Now this is where companies become a thing. Okay, so Electronic Arts, they acquire Black Box Games and make it a wholly owned subsidiary of Electronic Arts. I know this company eventually becomes a company that did make Rogue Squadron, so they're still around.
Oh, wow, okay.
So this is the start, 20 years ago. All right, what the hell is this? Jazz and Faust, the Windows version was released. I don't know why I copied that.
Jazz the Jackrabbit and Faust from, is that Shakespeare?
They do look like they're probably from that time period, but some Arabian stuff, man. That's what it looks like. That's a Prince of Persia kind of thing we got here. It's a venture game. It's a detective mystery. IGN said the game was painful and gave it a 2.2. So there you go, guys. You should get this game. Look for this game and pick it up.
Rough.
Let me see. The Climax Group unveils Blimey, a cross-platform games engine that will be used to develop games for the PC, GameCube, PS2, and Xbox. Okay.
That's what I use still.
I want to say, what games use Blimey?
Oh, snap. Blimey 2, the Climax next-gen engine.
That's a 2003 article. So
bringing it back, Dominic. The Italian Job, LA Heist.
That's the Blimey 2?
Hot Wheels World Tour. Yeah.
Damn, what the Blimey 1 do?
Engine.
Well, whatever.
Oh, wait, no. No, they're saying those were games that were made on the Blimey engine.
Oh, okay.
MotoGP, MotoGP 2.
Also, Titus Interactive accepts the management buyout of Virgin Interactive Entertainment's
the downfall of everyone.
An exclusive distribution agreement is concluded, which includes all titles of the group on all platforms. And that is it for 2002. So now we're moving to 30 years. I found some gems. 30 years ago, Paperboy 2 came out in the United States for Game Boy. So there you go. You got to play that classic. Also, Super Star Wars came out 30 years ago on the Super Nintendo in the United States and Canada, the lesser country. And also, this is huge. For the Super Nintendo and Japan, they finally got Street Fighter 2, the World Warrior, the first one, for on the Super Nintendo. So you finally got to play the game, like the arcade, in your homes. And we had to wait another year, I have to believe, probably to fade over here. Also, we have... Oh, I have one for 40 years ago. The Game & Watch, which is the old DS, as I like to call it. Like the DS Classic. Multi-screen. They had the Donkey Kong came out. The dedicated handheld version released in Japan for the first time. And I'm just amazed that... I mean, I've seen articles that compare the Game Watch to DS, but I didn't see them till late. I'm like, why wasn't like the first thing I heard about? Like, say, hey, this is something they did like freaking 30... Well, at the time, but like 20-some years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is it for the flashback segment. So we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we got a lot of gaming news to go through because we got a lot of shows. This is basically E3, but not E3. That's happening.
Get into it.
Yeah, and then we're going to have some more probably next week too because it's still happening.
Oh, definitely.
So
the big ones are going to be next week.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we'll be right back. And we're back, and now we're doing the gaming news. So what we got, Dan?
Yeah, Dominic. So the first one I got here is sort of game news related, but gaming industry related, I guess. Jeff Gerstmann, kind of one of the founders of Giant Bomb, the video game website, has now left Giant Bomb. We talked a little bit ago, I think about a year ago now.
End of an era.
It was an end of an era then when three of the kind of main cast of characters over there left. But now really there are very few people that have been around from near the beginning of that website. And they're still going. They just did kind of a re-debut of everybody. They've got three team members that they're they got 8 team members that they're rolling with. And from what I've seen, I still like a lot of the people that are a part of this new Giant Bomb. But it really is kind of crazy that Jeff Gerstmann is now no longer a part of it. And he's already started his own thing. He's just kind of streaming by himself right now. And I'm glad to have his voice around. Like, we've talked about it, him specifically a lot. I mean, I think you're probably the one that introduced me to that podcast back when we were working at Target. And I've been a pretty dedicated listener to the Giant Bombcast ever since that time. So it's been quite a few years. And, sometimes my opinions on games wouldn't necessarily align on his, but I always kind of respected his thoughts on video games as almost like an elder statesman of video gaming, even though...
That's because the other guy passed away.
I mean, yes, Ryan Davis, yeah. But yeah, I mean, he would be right
both
up
of them.
there.
They were like the old heads.
Yeah. So now to see Jeff move away from the thing that they created and go at it alone again, it seems interesting. I want to see what he does. If it's just going to be kind of I'm sticking with myself and going to have guests from here and there, or if he's going to build another new thing again. I watched a little bit of his stream kind of the day after he announced this, and he basically sounded like he was just unhappy being there. And it's not to say, he wasn't liking the people he worked with. It sounds like maybe it was more of a, since they got bought out by like CBS and then transitioned to a different company, maybe some of that stuff. But basically he was saying like, he doesn't dream when he's super stressed out, and, he would go on vacations, and by the end of the vacation, he would start to dream again or remember his dreams. And then it was getting to the point where, he would come back to work and then he wouldn't remember his dreams anymore, and was realizing like the stress that he had and the stress that he was bringing his family, because now he has a young daughter and a younger son. His daughter was actually born around the time that my daughter was. So it's good to see that he's, getting himself out of what seems like a situation that was not working for him, and hopefully whatever he does it works out a lot better for him. I don't expect him to have many problems finding an audience. I mean, obviously just the fact that we're talking about him, indicates that, people know where to find him already. And I think like his Patreon is up there as like, one of the higher Patreons already. So, he's doing his thing. So good on him. It is, like you said, end of an era, but things change. I guess Giant Bomb was never going to be all of those guys that you expect from Giant Bomb all the way into their 80s. And
it's a young man's game.
In a lot of ways, yeah, it is. But all those people that have left Giant Bomb are elsewhere, still making content about video games, pretty much.
Yeah, so. Exactly. It's not like they're just gone.
Yeah, they just didn't, move on and start, doing like managing a Starbucks or something like that.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, Dan Reichert, who had actually left Giant Bomb to go work for WWE for a while, kind of producing their podcasts and stuff. He was producing the New Days podcast for a while there before that stopped. He is actually returning to Giant Bomb now, and leaving WWE. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's kind of a crazy time, Dominic. It's a crazy time. Just in time for E3. So, or well, the equivalent of E3. Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest, I should say. Let me not take the credit away from him. So, yeah.
Hey, Deo Kojima will get you.
Yes, I'm sure he will.
You better respect my husband.
Yeah. I feel like we've talked about it in the past, but I feel like that relationship is very much like one-sided. Like Jeff Keighley would be like, "You respect my husband," but Hideo Kojima's like, "Why is this dude still around?" He's a good partner. He raises the kids well.
Exactly.
All right, Dominic, let's get into actual video game news stuff. Earlier this week, Microsoft announced that they are partnering with Samsung to add a Xbox app to the 2022 models of Samsung smart TVs. So now you can just pair a Bluetooth controller, and as long as you have Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, you can stream video games directly to your television. No console needed. So here we are, Dominic. We are getting to that point. I don't know if we see it at like this Game Fest or this showcase or whatever, but I can't help but think at least within the next 12 months, we will see a Fire Stick equivalent or a Roku Stick equivalent, or maybe they just partner with both of them and say, here, we don't need to make our own hardware.
That's what I wish they would do.
Get an app on yours.
Damn Samsung TVs. Like those are the ones I need. The TLC. Why can't you partner with TLC, man? I said TLC. I mean, TCL.
TCL. I wouldn't be surprised if they, if they don't get there. You and I were talking about it with Sony earlier before we started podcasting, but like, this is the way you expand your audience. If you break down that limitation of having to have a console, whether it be $500 or $300 or whatever, if I can pick up a $20 stick and a $70 controller, I mean, that's the barrier to entry, but at least they're also making it, any controller basically. Like they even advertised you can use the DualSense controller to play these games.
What about my my Wii Pro controller?
So that's interesting because like the PC you probably could, because there would be Bluetooth drivers for it.
Yes.
But like on your TV, unless Microsoft makes those drivers, I don't think that would work. Because that's the crazy thing, right? Like we're at a point where even something like the Wii Pro controller or the Wii U Pro controller.
This is a Wii. This is just the Wii Pro controller.
Okay, never mind then, because that plugged into the Wii thing, didn't it?
It's wireless.
Oh, is it okay?
And I'm using it on my Switch.
Oh, okay, you are. So yeah, it's got Bluetooth in it then, right?
I guess so. Or no, maybe it's the Duo that makes it so I can use it. The 8-bit Duo makes it so I can use it.
Gotcha.
I don't think it's just.
But that's just a wireless dongle. That's a Bluetooth dongle. So yeah, it should still. So maybe you could plug that into your TV. But they would they would still have to update the firmware.
Yeah,
or whatever,
they would still
that'd be pretty cool actually. But I don't see necessarily Microsoft doing that work. But they clearly had to do the work to get the Sony one working. So maybe. If they're smart, as long as it's got the required amount of buttons.
Yeah, exactly. Then
maybe they go for it. All right. So, yeah, they're doing that. They're also in kind of a retaliatory thing, it seems like, announced Project Moorcroft, which is basically a code name for releasing curated demos for Game Pass Ultimate members. So basically what we talked about with Sony, how they're going to make developers have timed kind of trials and stuff for all their games. It sounds like Microsoft's going to also head in that direction, which I'm all for them doing it so that they're available to the thing that I have. But I still also hate the fact that we're now at a point where we're paying extra to get demos instead of just getting demos like we really should be.
Yeah, exactly.
That part of it kind of sucks. All right, Dominic, in some other news, Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl, which is currently part of the PlayStation Plus games, is getting voice acting update. So that game originally came out with no voice acting. People were a little saddened by that.
I wasn't sad, I was angry.
But those death threats made it through to the correct people, Dominic, and now here we are.
Just got threatened the right families.
Yep. So you're getting SpongeBob in there, you're getting Cat Dog, you're getting everybody.
I think I saw Michelangelo.
Yep. Yeah. So, or is it Michelangelo? Is it one of the specific turtles, or were they smart enough to make it so like there's a turtle in there and then you can play as all?
Well, I saw somebody. I just saw something that said so many people were complaining about Michelangelo.
Okay.
But I didn't hear the voice.
Maybe it's just not the right voice, Dominic.
I don't know.
Maybe
you know what? They didn't say
voice.
complain. They said people are talking. But I always think of that as complaining when they say that.
Yeah. If you're talking on the internet, you're most likely complaining. That's a safe assumption. So that's pretty cool. This is the time to do that if you're going to do it, because Multiverse isn't out yet, but people are talking about these style games. It's been long enough that Smash Brothers isn't like, everybody drawing everybody's attention.
Yeah.
And you're part of PlayStation Plus, so, people have access to play it. So good on them. All right. In some other news, Dominic, we got new news on the latest Dragon Age. What is that, 4?
Yes.
Yeah. But the only news is that it has a name, and it is Dragon Age Dreadwolf.
I feel like we talked about that.
No screenshots, no video, just as of right now.
The rumor was the Dreadwolf, or that this has something to do with Dreadwolf.
I think it was because that original trailer, the guy in it's the Dreadwolf.
It's a Dreadwolf, and now it's officially the name is Dreadwolf. It makes it so disappointing. That's like, so you named it about this, what everybody was talking about. Let's call it Dreadwolf. Y'all named it Dreadwolf. Okay.
Really put a lot of effort in there, didn't you? Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see that at one of these press conferences over the next couple of days.
Yeah, I hope so.
Because it just seems weird to because it randomly dropped on like a Thursday or something like that. And I remember hearing somebody talk about how like the rumor was that they were going to announce this. But then I went on Twitter and like nobody was talking about it. It wasn't trending or anything. And then I had to search it out. Like, oh, they did announce the name. Okay. It's Dreadwolf. Sure. So I feel like that's a little rough for them. And then we got some other news, Dominic. The cover athlete this year for Madden will be John Madden.
Oh, when he was playing football with like the leather helmet and like really barely no pads.
That would actually be really cool if they had done that. No, instead it's just kind of like a throwback to one of the kind of old school John Madden on the cover covers. He's kind of get a cartoony looking art style to him almost. But it's sweet. I mean, it's kind of what we expected, right? Like from the time that he passed away last year, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
We were all expecting this to be the case. So good on them. I mean, it's a nice tribute.
Do EA do special edition covers? Sometimes they do. I know 2K does it all the time.
And I don't know if I've seen what the special edition cover is going to look like.
It has Pat Summerall with him.
Yeah. Is this it or is this a fan-made thing? Oh, that's from Game Informer. Maybe that's it. This one's like just a photo of him.
Oh, okay.
Being like held up by players and stuff.
Oh, when he was a coach.
I don't know if this is from when he was a coach because I think it might be just a Photoshop thing. I don't think it's necessarily a real.
Oh.
I could be wrong though. Because I've got 3 different covers here. One where he's in the booth, but it might just be an advertisement, not necessarily the cover. Let's see. I'm reading over the Game Informer article here. The first cover honors John Madden's contributions to the NFL as a coach, featuring him being carried off the field on the shoulders of his players following his head coaching victory in Super Bowl 11 in 1976. So, okay, yes, it was from when he was a coach. Next up is an homage to his time as an NFL commentator, which he did for CBS Sports, Fox Sports, ABC Sports, and NBC Sports from 1979 to 2009. And the final Madden cover, NFL 23 cover, pays tribute to his contributions to the... What's that one?
He's advertising the athlete's foot medication.
That's a missed opportunity, honestly, Dominic. Yeah. That one pays tribute to his NFL franchise, or his video game franchise, with a digital-only all Madden edition.
They should have a special, a big special edition, where it's like a little bus, like the Madden bus. He has, because he's scared of flying. He takes the bus everywhere. I'm like, damn, he would take the bus across fucking country.
That isn't. I mean, it's insane, but also you have someone driving you, so it's basically you're just living your life.
But it's just like, that means he would have to, they say next week I gotta be in California. Well, we gotta hit the road now.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you're doing a game on the East Coast and then you're getting to the West Coast, that's like at least 3 to 4 days. So, yeah, it's definitely still rougher than getting on an airplane, especially when he would be flying, private or at the very least first class. He's not going to be stuck back in there, crammed between two people.
Well, he was coaching. Like, was it just him? He would catch the bus, or his players?
You get the whole bus. You get the whole team on the bus.
That was the time when planes weren't invented, right? There were planes.
Planes still exist. That was back when Pan Am still existed.
I gotta look that up. I know you say he was afraid of fly, but I want to know, did he ever fly though?
Yeah. Did they ever send him to play one of the games in Europe?
Put him to sleep. Say, here, take some sleeping pills. We'll put him on the plane.
He just do the B.A. Baracus thing on him.
Yeah.
Just drug him and put him on a plane. Oh, that would actually be pretty funny. All right, Dominic. So we're going to get into the Summer Games Fest stuff, and then we'll get into the PlayStation State of Play. PlayStation State of Play happened first, but I feel like that had the bigger stuff coming out of it.
Okay.
So we'll talk about that last. So first up here as part of this, and it's in no order necessarily. I know Jeff Keighley actually had his thing, but there's stuff that's come out of IGN. There's stuff that's come out of all sorts of places. So I just kind of gathered the stuff that looked interesting and kind of gathered it together here. So first up, Sonic Frontier gameplay. This did come from IGN. They have like 7 minutes of open world gameplay and then an additional amount of combat gameplay. Have you seen any of this stuff,
yes.
Dominic?
I've seen it.
Okay.
And
what did you think?
I don't know what it doesn't really give me no Sonic vibes.
Exactly.
And like I'm thinking like, why would you make like an empty world for Sonic? Sonic is supposed to be very colorful.
Very active.
Yes, it's like it's empty.
The
world with
gameplay they were showing had him walking around, not even running.
Yeah, he was walking
around.
And, like,
what are they doing?
Enemies were so spaced out. It was just, and then you make a world like just full of land and like grass and like ancient ruins.
It looked like fucking Breath of the Wild.
And I was like, yo, it's like nothing here. I was like, dude, it's 20. Like, what's the reason for this? Because you couldn't make an open world game, but at least make it look like Angel Island Zone or what the first levels of Sonic. That always is the tropical world and stuff like that.
Yeah, Green
or
Hill
a damn
Zone
chemical
or
plant
like
zone or something where you're in like robot like some.
Put them in the casino.
Yeah.
Put them in the pinball machine.
Or have like at least like maybe not it's open world, but not a big world, but you have different sections that are.
That's another. Yeah, they could have had different biomes.
Yeah,
you know, like what are
but
we?
But y'all
God.
made it like you said, like a Breath of the Wild thing, but so empty. I mean, Breath of the Wild, man, it could be empty, but it's just more to do because you could still.
It's populated.
Yeah, it's something. It's something to that world that makes it like, yeah, it's not enemies everywhere, but that's not how the world works. It's going to be some space, so I get it, and it doesn't feel boring. Well, this feels like how many loops and stuff were there around? I mean, I saw a little bit, but I was like,
there were a couple, but
it was just so empty, man. And like this is, I don't know what this is almost like a tech, like if somebody did like a tech demo when they do like when they make like their own Zelda or something,
yeah,
like
exactly.
I did Zelda in Unreal Engine or something, and like so it's very somewhat empty, but it looks really good. It's like they did that. And like say, oh, this is just a test run of what Sonic could be, or something with graphics, and if we want to do like a Breath of the Wild world, but this can't be close to the final product. But it comes out this year, right?
Yeah.
So that's what's like whatever, man. I mean, listen, if all those people liked all those other sucky Sonic games, so what the hell? What do I know?
I could not believe watching this video that this is what they were showing for a Sonic game. It's so boring.
Yeah.
He wasn't running. Like, Sonic? Do they just not understand that Sonic is about the speed, or do I not understand that Sonic was never about the speed? Like, one of us has got to be wrong here.
That's not Sonic. I mean, that's not Sonic. Dude.
And it doesn't even look like, they're not competing with a Mario platformer here. Like, it's not even that interesting, either visually or gameplay.
Exactly. When Mario had like himself into that with that T-Rex, realistic looking T-Rex thing, like it looks weird. But it's a lot going on in that little level and shit, man.
It's just like this is I really don't know what they are.
What's it called again?
Here.
Sonic what?
Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah, Frontier. Yeah, like get the fuck out of here. Like it's a new. He's like get the fuck. This ain't like an exploration kind of thing. This ain't Sonic. Like get the fuck out of here with that shit. That dude needs to go fast.
And that combat, that's another one that I'm like, why are they showing this? Like me bouncing against this weird set of like grouping of balls for like what felt like 2 minutes to kill one enemy. Like, again, Sonic is about the speed. I feel like outside of boss fights, I've never had to hit like a Sonic enemy.
And that's what I thought that shit was.
Twice.
It was like a boss fight, man. It was like, this is a normal enemy. That's fucking sucks. It's like, that's...
The only interesting thing I saw out of that was when he's like riding on the back of the tail of something or something, and it's basically like, you know, him running. But it looks like one of those like scenes where he's basically stuck on a track and you're just moving between 3 tracks, which admittedly, I think we've talked about it in the past. I don't know what you do with a 3D Sonic outside of something like that, because the speed at which you're supposed to be moving as Sonic does not work well in a free 3D roaming environment. So I get why you do that, but also, maybe Sonic just isn't meant for 3D, Dominic.
I mean, I'm okay with him not being 3D.
Sonic Mania was good. Like, that's all I'm saying. You haven't hit it since then, guys. So, yeah, it's rough, Dominic. I hope what they're showing is just like early and they didn't have anything newer ready, but it'll still be.
We had the influx of 2D games of people really playing and making some great 2D games that you would think they'd just stay like, hey, we'll just go to 2D right with Sonic and just put a lot of production into that. And
yeah, it's not like people are dismissive of 2D games. Like, there was a time there when it was like, oh yeah, the PlayStation is out. Why do I need
that was
something that's 2D?
That's why I looked at games like Yoshi Story. It was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. But I think collectively we have moved on from that feeling and recognized that 2D games still have validity and are worth playing. So like, why don't the Sonic people recognize that and recognize that maybe they should go back to 2D games? I don't know. I guess 2D games haven't always worked out for him either, so.
I mean, it hasn't, but that's Jake. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. Probably have better odds doing that, though.
But I don't know. I can't say they're losing money because they're still making games.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, right? Is like people are still buying these, so maybe I'm the asshole here, right? Like,
but I don't know, man. I hope nobody buy this shit. I mean, unless it comes out a whole lot better than what they showed us.
Yeah. I just can't believe, like, that's the first thing you're going to show for a Sonic game is 7 minutes of him literally walking around.
Like the way they show the demo off is like the way they showed off Mario 64.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing, right? Is like part of it was, they were walking around very slowly because they were like trying to show off the environments, but there was nothing in those environments that was impressive.
It was like,
in fact, there was pop-up that looked really bad.
Oh yeah, there was pop-up too. Yeah, it was like them showing off like this is going back to 1996. Like they're showing off first 3D. Like, oh, this is the first Sonic game in like a 3D. Like that's where it seemed to show it off. But I'm like, we're past that. What the fuck is like? Why is this world so empty? They want you to forget
that there were all those other.
I should see a whole bunch of shit going on, crazy shit, and it shouldn't be like a whole lot of emptiness and ruins. Like it should be very tropical or something. Like that's what I expect from a Sonic game.
And like you said, there should be loops everywhere.
Yeah.
There should just be interesting architecture everywhere that he can run on. Instead, we get this, Dominic. This truly is the worst timeline.
And then you gotta explain to me, because I'm sorry, you introduce all these characters. You gotta explain to me where they are. Like, I mean, I don't really care about those new characters, like the Fatty the Cat and Crocodile Wow, whatever the fuck they call. But I want to see some Knuckles and Tails.
Yeah. Oh well, he's stuck on a remote island, Dominic. He's not gonna get to see any of them.
Or at least if they're gonna have those characters, I mean, at least they make it so that I can be interested in them.
Yeah. Give him the crocodile, put his headphones on, let him listen to his cassette player.
Little Batty Bat. And they got a whole lot of shit characters.
Yes.
They were really trying to do something like this. We gotta make it like Mario. We gotta put all these characters. Like, is this a Sonic world? Like, no, man. You only got it's Knuckles, Sonic, Tails, and Robotnik. And Metal Sonic. Maybe Shadow. You can bring Shadow in there. I'm not really big on
what you're doing with Shadow.
I
give him a gun, then sure, put him in there.
Give me Shadow his guns back. like it's just like
let him drive a muscle car. Give him his guns. Yeah.
Man, oh man, whatever. All right, so what else we got here, man?
All right, so we got Among Us VR. We had previously seen this at the Game Awards, but it is now officially coming out this holiday season.
Yes.
There's a new trailer basically showing it off. It looks like it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely would try that. I would definitely try that. Now, is that going to be free to play or do I have to pay for it?
That I wonder. I don't think I've seen one way or another, but I feel like you got to make it free to play because like your audience is used to that.
I don't know.
But
I don't know what this audience is.
Like, how do you monetize that if it is free to play? Like, do you sell skins?
Yeah, you sell skins. I mean,
because it's free to play on the phones because there are ads in it, right?
Yeah.
But it's not really free to play on, like, PC costs money and Switch.
And we playing through Game Pass.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, I guess maybe not. Maybe they aren't used to it being free. So, yeah, they could probably. I could see them charging upwards of 15 to 20.
Yeah, I would have to
push it.
Yeah, I'll see on that. I mean, but
I feel like $10 would be a pretty sweet spot for that.
That's pretty good. I wouldn't mind playing with some little kids, trying to figure it out if I'm the imposter or not.
Let me find out how to strangle these kids from behind.
Yeah, I want to know. Yeah, like what physically you have to do to kill them. You got stabby.
You have to open up your mouth and stab them with the tongue spike or whatever thing you have.
Oh yeah, the mouth thing. Yeah, I wonder how that works.
You gotta open your arms wide. You gotta go like Pac-Man style. Wah. All right, Dominic. Next up, I got Aliens Dark Descent. This is a XCOM style tactical shooter set in the alien world, coming out next year.
How about that alien shooter game that came out this year?
The Fire Team?
Yeah. Is it in that same universe? I mean, not universe, but that same timeline? What is this?
I don't even know what the alien timeline is, honestly.
Because people go to hypersleep, man. They be waking up decades, like more than decades. I think, what was 3? She woke up like hundreds of years later?
Oh, really?
Not 3, 4. Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't even know that I've ever really, like, in a time when I would pay attention to that stuff, ever watched those movies to any serious, like, extent.
Well, I didn't at the time, but then when I got older and started reading stuff, I said, oh my God. I said, that is some weird shit.
It's time for an Aliens rewatch, Dominic. Start at the beginning.
And they still never learn. You learn in the future that they never learn. They're still fucking with the aliens.
I mean, that's the crazy thing now that you're saying that is like, yeah, like, holy shit, man. Or like, how do the aliens know to like keep attacking these humans? Or have they just been doing it the entire time? They've been asleep.
I need to attack anything.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. Seems crazy, Dominic. Crazy. Speaking of crazy, Dominic, there is a trailer out there for Goat Simulator 3.
I was very confused.
Coming out this fall.
Because I was like, damn, I don't remember Goat Simulator 2.
Yep.
And then I didn't even look for it. I was just looking online to show Goat Simulator, and somebody said they really thought we didn't know there was a Goat Simulator 2. I said, oh, so there really wasn't one. I just thought I forgot. Because I was like, I don't remember Goat Simulator 2, but okay. So this is the joke. They just go right to 3. Okay.
Exactly. Which, ironically enough, the trailer for this is parodying Dead Island 2. So they're
the problem for me, I wish I got it at the beginning. Because I would have laughed or would have been angry, one or the other. All depends. But I totally forgot the damn trailer of Dead Island 2 because that was so long ago. And I just totally forgot about the damn game. So I was like, oh, I guess that's cool. But I totally forgot about the game. So that's why I didn't even notice. Like, I didn't even notice.
I had seen it in the article before I saw the video. So it was kind of spoiled to me because I don't know if I would have recognized it either as that. But then knowing that that's what that's supposed to be, I was like, oh yeah, I remember like that guy just jogging and stuff happening behind him. But yeah, Goat Simulator, it's going to have like cooperative, 4-player goat action. That first game was silly. So
I don't know what was the goal of the game.
Be more of it. I don't know that there was necessarily, I mean, it had goals, I guess, but like it was kind of just a free roaming world for you to mess around in. And you can eventually become a satanic goat and like, I don't know, kill people. But it's mostly just you sticking your tongue on stuff and having fun. It's one of those games that was very much successful because of streamers, because streamers can do fun stuff in it and make people laugh. But when you actually play the game, it's like, okay, this is okay, but this isn't the same experience that they're having.
It seems like something like, I would have loved to play like the original one as a kid. Like I'll play it a lot, but then I'll get bored and then I'll stop.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Dominic, new news on Cuphead Delicious Last Course DLC. That's the one that adds Miss Chalice and
for some reason I thought she was already there.
Because we've been talking about this for so long.
And so I was thinking, like, okay, they just add the last course. Like, that's the new DLC. But Michelle's been there. I was like, I didn't play Cuphead with Michelle's yet. So I should try it out. I didn't realize she has not been there. Then we still waiting.
Nope.
I was like, oh, shit.
Still waiting. Yeah. Wait no longer, though. Well, a little bit longer, Dominic. June 30th is when this is coming out. And it's going to be $7.99.
I guess that ain't
bad.
That
doesn't seem too bad for a little more Cuphead.
Because it's a course, not just a stage, right? It's a... Oh, yeah. So, okay.
It's a whole new island. Yeah. So I think there are like 8 new bosses or something like that, they've said.
Oh, that's awesome. So, and then they showed a trailer for the new show, too, during that Netflix thing.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit. You don't got the Netflix thing up there. Oh, okay. So I can admit, because I was holding out mentioning something.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, the Netflix called Geeked Week or something like that.
Yeah.
They show off some shows and some games. Netflix has some games, which I wasn't really paying attention to know how you play these games. Like if they're a phone or on PC. And I saw
some of the stuff was coming to the phone and then eventually coming to Netflix itself.
Okay.
Like streaming, I guess.
So, yeah. But as for shows, like I was really looking for Arcane. I didn't see it during the stream, but I don't know if maybe I missed it, but when I typed it in, they did mention that Arcane is going to have like a special behind the scenes stuff in August.
Oh, okay.
But still no word on the second season, and I was like, how you going to show off Dota Season 3 and not show anything for Arcane Season 2? Come on, man. Like,
yeah.
I was like, darn. And then the thing you do show off is like behind the scenes stuff that it's on YouTube. It's produced by Netflix, but it's on YouTube. It's not on Netflix. I don't know. But, I mean, that's cool, but I kind of wanted to know. I kind of was waiting for Arcane Season 2, man. Like, news. And, like, when is it coming out?
Yeah.
But Cuphead, they show off the trailer with Miss Chalice in a TV show. So, for Season 2. And I don't remember the release dates because I had it on in the background, but I did see. I still haven't seen the season, so that just reminded me that I forgot there was a Cuphead show that I have to go check out. Well, I don't have to, but I kind of do want to check out. If I remember any more, I'll say it while we go along.
Gotcha. All right, next up, I got Marvel's Midnight Suns. They came out with a new trailer announcing that Spider-Man will be a part of that game, and it is coming out October 7th, so it was supposed to come out earlier this year, but missed its date there, and now it's coming out in October. I still think those costumes are kind of crappy looking.
They show up Venom as an enemy?
Yes.
Yeah, he got the devil power in him or something?
Yeah, whatever that lady is that has powers and is possessing people. I want to see how that game turns out.
Yeah.
Because, like, you say Marvel XCOM thing, and I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. But then there's, like, card-based stuff in there now. And it's like, I don't know how I feel about that. And then you mix that with the, like, free roaming stuff, too. And I just don't know what that is.
Just free roaming? I didn't know that.
Like, I think you can kind of move around the stage as you want. Unless I'm confusing that with another one of those style games. Maybe I am confusing that because I think Mario and Rabbids does that. I don't know.
Mario Rabbids, you can move all the way around, like
the new one that they announced. I think not all the way, but within like a movement sphere kind of thing. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some research, Dominic, because they're all blending together at this point. Speaking of, has Nintendo announced that they're going to do something for Game Fest?
I didn't hear anything. The only things I saw was the games announced for the Switch, but not Nintendo themselves.
Hopefully we'll see them at the Microsoft conference, Dominic.
Yeah, they partner with Microsoft.
All right, next up, Layers of Fear. This is, it sounds like it's going to be a collection of 1 and 2 but also expanded both story and gameplay wise, and is going to be built on the Unreal 5 engine.
Oh, so they're redoing it just with the Unreal 5 engine.
That's what it sounds like, yeah. And that's coming out early next year. So it sounds like maybe just a way to get their footing under them to do Unreal 5 stuff, the same way we're going to be talking about with some other developers later on.
Yeah.
Because I know there have been a lot of rumors that Bloober Team, the guys that make Layers of Fear, were going to be working on a Silent Hill, but seems like maybe they're doing this, or maybe they've got multiple teams going at the same time.
Play that game. Oh, yeah, I'll check out Layers of Fear.
Are you? I was going to say, you can check out Layers of Fear, huh, Dominic?
Never.
A game where you don't even have weapons to defend yourself.
Played it. Maybe I'll check it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Absolutely. Definitely. Sorry, I just sneezed real quick. All right. Next up, Dominic, Cult of Lamb. This came out of Devolver Digital. And we've seen this in the past, briefly, I think. But it gives me very much like Don't Starve vibes. It has that kind of isometric but cartoony view.
Oh, okay.
And I guess the story behind it is basically you're trying to start a cult. It seems like it has some of those survival elements of Don't Starve, but is more combat focused, combat heavy in like a more traditional roguelike game. And that's coming out on August 11th. So that looks all right.
What kind of cost we talking about here?
What's that?
What kind of cost we talking about?
Only the best kind, Dominic.
Do you have sex with a lot of women?
I would say yes, but those usually end up very bad, so I'm going to go with no.
Oh. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of pregnancies.
I watched too many HBO documentaries.
Oh, no, man. Those things, God darn. Like, I want to have, like, the power of persuasion, but not to go that far. I just wanted it just to go out.
Just want consent.
So I just want to go out and persuade them to pay for me. That's all I want to get. That's what get that. I didn't want to go that far.
You don't want to brand them?
Yeah.
No? God, so fucking weird, Dominic. All right. Yeah. Another one from Devolver Digital. This one has a demo out right now on Steam and looks really freaking cool. Angerfoot. It's basically Hotline Miami, but in first person. So you were just like kicking down doors, running into rooms, but there are also guns. So you can shoot up things. And it's very much like weird animal looking things with the human proportions. So you're shooting alligator looking people, anthropomorphic alligators and stuff.
Wait a minute, is this VR? No, it's not.
I don't think it is, but they really probably should find a way to make this a VR. I see something with
Gorn. Like they are these?
Yeah, it's the same developer as Gorn.
Oh, okay,
I think.
Yeah, they
which
should.
That's a VR game that is pretty cool looking.
You guys strap the controller to your leg.
They did have like extra pucks for the HTC Vive stuff at one point. Yeah, they should just get one of those leg straps like they do with the Switch remote.
Yeah, exactly.
For the Switch Sports. Just put it on your foot. That'd be pretty good.
Is that like a real crocodile dancing in this? Are these like animals?
I don't know. I don't think I saw that.
The demo.
Yeah, there's a demo out now. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I started downloading that, and then it started making our Skype call a little wonky, so I got it paused right now.
Oh shit! Well, let me stop this.
It was just, I don't know. My internet's weird sometimes. Also coming out this year is Flying Wild Hog's Evil West. We've seen that previously. That's like the third-person shooter where you're a cowboy, but you're fighting like demons.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the Weird West.
No.
Because I saw this. I was like, is this the same guys and it just did a first-person shooter?
Yeah. No. So that looks pretty cool. Also, they have Blossom Tale 2.
Well, not first-person shooter, but third-person.
Yeah. And Blossom Tale 2, The Minotaur Prince, now has a release date. That's August 16th. It's coming out on the Switch and the PC. That's the Zelda-like, kind of top-down isometric adventure game. I played that first one on the Switch, and I liked it a lot. But it definitely seemed like a smaller indie thing, and I definitely want to see what they can do with maybe a little bit bigger of a budget.
What's Blossom Tales again?
Blossom Tales, it's very much like an old school Zelda game.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, and you play as a little girl. And this latest trailer, they showed off like the bosses you're going to be facing in the next one. On Twitter, I saw that there were new screenshots of Witchbrook, which I know you were excited about, Dominic. Unfortunately, that was kind of it, though. They didn't do a release date or anything like that.
More death threats are coming.
Where that game's at, but maybe they'll show up at the Microsoft conference and be like, on Game Pass today.
Yeah, right. I wish.
Yeah. Unfortunately not. But that game's still looking good. We'll see how that turns out. This one, Metal Hellsinger, is a first-person shooter where you are intended to shoot on beat, backed by metal songs, Dom.
Yeah, that's the game I was talking about. Yeah, it looks all right.
Yeah, and there's a demo out for that right now, and it's coming out September 15th of this year. So, yeah.
What's it called again?
Metal Hellsinger. So that looks pretty cool. And then the final one that I have is part of this, Dominic, just because I thought it was the coolest one that's coming out soon. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge now has a release date. It is June 16th. So days away from when I'm sure you're hearing this podcast. Days away from when we're recording this podcast. And they have also announced that Casey Jones will be a playable character. So you have the 4 Ninja Turtles, you have Casey Jones, you have April O'Neil and Master Splinter right now announced. And there will be 6-player online and a local co-op, Dominic.
Yeah, so, I know. 6-player
looks awesome.
Yeah, that's great. That reminds me of the days of like, X-Men? Because they used to have
say like the X-Men arcade cabinet. Yeah,
exactly. When they double the double cabinet. Yeah, that. Oh man, that's cool.
Somebody should make that for this
and it's
game.
Online. I want you to put that in the faces of all those Lego games and Rayman Origins. Say why is this guy can do online and you can't? I need y'all freaking journalists, quote unquote journalists, when y'all ask these people questions.
They've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle money, Dominic.
Yeah, whatever. No, I want them to tell me. Well, they tell me that. I need to hear it from their mouths. They say, we don't have enough money to do it. And I'll call bullshit because you're Lego. And
I was going to say, we are talking about the Lego ones.
And then you're Ubisoft. You got money.
Yeah. All right, Dominic. So was there anything else from like the Netflix one or anything that you saw?
Okay, so Netflix, they got a Tekken anime coming out.
Okay.
Okay, I will say this, that most of these shows I've seen, their art style, not the style really, just the animation is pretty cheap.
Okay.
But this is where we're at. This is where we're at, folks. Look, the cheaper, people are going cheap with this stuff. That's, whatever. You still pay. We're still paying for it, so that's why they say they ain't gonna stop. So, they also there is another Castlevania coming out called Castlevania Nocturne, and that looks like it will be who I say it was. What's his name?
Richter.
Richter. Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, it looks like him. Look like that is him, and it's like hundreds of years later, from the original series. Also, a Dragon Age Netflix series is coming out called Dragon Age Absolution. And although this show wasn't that great, like not the TV show, but the actual show of showing these shows of these series off in the Netflix shows, because when they announced this, they said, we got here like a little poster of the show, and I was like, okay, and it was just like the ending screen, what we saw. It was just a poster of it. And I was expecting something. It's like, what? Why did you even do this? Like, why'd you even show this off? Like, You could have showed the trailer and just ended with that. They said check out the poster like you're supposed to see something, and all you did was see the girl that you saw in the trailer. I mean, like literally how the trailer ends, like with her or something. That's what the poster. Oh. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking with this, like how they were doing this. But I mean, Jeff Keighley and another woman was doing it. But hey, they were doing their best to show enthusiasm. They're getting paid for it, so there you go. I'm trying to think of something else that they showed off there. Oh yeah, Netflix. They got like a dungeon crawler platformer called Lucky Luna.
Okay,
that's free for Netflix subscribers. And it looks like a really like pixelated like dungeon crawler, basically. That's all I really can say. It will be iOS and Android. And yeah, I don't see it anything else. So yeah, it's just a phone game. And yeah, that's all I got right now from them. That's all I can remember. I'm trying to see any other games that was announced that you don't have up here. Nope. Yeah, okay, I got something. So there is another Walking Dead coming out. The Saints, the Saints and Sinners. It's called.
Oh yeah.
Is this it? Chapter
2 Retribution.
Yeah. See, this one I'm looking at is totally something different. I don't know what the fuck this is. This is another Walking Dead game though. It's a live 24/7 game beginning next month. Something. What are you doing here? It's a new cinematic trailer. Walking Dead Last Mile has been released, and it shows more about its interactive game event that will be live 24/7, 7 days a week when it begins next month. It's made by Scout. It's by Scalebound Games. The guys who do the comic books, I guess. And they've done other games. Well, yeah, they've done the other Walking Dead stuff they published and did. But back to the Retribution. Yeah, the sequel. I just saw that. Where did I see it at?
It came out of the PlayStation
1. Oh, yeah. Oh, so you do got it. Oh, okay. Oh, my fault.
Yeah.
I thought that was somewhere else. There's a lot of games that look very samey to games we either already played or even one that I saw. Because a lot of these indie games, like I seen a lot of Stardew Valley-ish type of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's you remember the game Coffee Talk? There is a Coffee Talk episode 2.
Oh, okay.
That's coming. Yeah, there's a lot of these cute little games. Little Gator game. That
sounds cute.
Yeah, he looks like the gator that's from...
Night in the Woods.
Yeah, it looks like the gator from Night in the Woods.
Nice.
A little to the left, it's a puzzle game that's coming on to Switch, PC, and Android, iOS. It's like a little puzzle. Like you tap to the left, like to move these items. Like you're arranging stuff, and it has to be in the right way. It's I don't know. It seems like a good phone game. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now. But we probably could just go right here to the PlayStation 1.
All right. We'll kick off the PlayStation 1. I'm actually going to read these from bottom up. So I'm going to start out with Tunic. Tunic is coming to the PlayStation on September 27th. I didn't realize they
didn't have it.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to even think about it when it's like, oh yeah, it's going to be on the thing that I already pay for, so I'm just going to play it on there and not worry about wherever else it is. So yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I guess it probably didn't come out there, did it? Because like, I wonder if that game comes out on the Switch eventually. Like, it feels like a game that they could pull off on there. But I guess maybe somewhere down the road. After that, Eternights. This is an anime, like platinum style action game, Devil May Cry, action, Bayonetta, that kind of thing. But like mixed with an anime dating sim. So there's a lot of like you talking to a person and spending time with them, like almost Persona style. So, you get best of both worlds there, Dominic. Get a little action, a little romance, mix it up.
What's the game called again?
Eternight. Hitcher Knights.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does have like a dating, like it's like a dating sim mixed with RPG. Okay.
Yeah.
It need to be one like an adult, like the adult games I'd be seeing.
Beat them up and then really beat them up, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. All right, another one they showed off was Season, A Letter to the Future. This one looks really cool, very calming. You're basically this woman going around this environment on a bike. You can get off the bike, take pictures, take audio recordings. It basically seems like an exploration kind of just tranquil game. Like, you know, I hate to call it this because I feel like anytime it's used, it's as a pejorative, but like a walking simulator almost. Like that style game where you're not necessarily trying to, you know, save the world or anything like that, but you're just getting to know the people and the environment that you're existing in, and it seems very cool and relaxing.
Well, a woman who needs a man. That's what it seems like you're playing as.
The complete opposite of that, Dominic, is the Callisto Protocol, which is basically the spiritual successor coming from the former developers of Dead Space. This looks about as intense as you would expect coming from that pedigree. Yeah. A lot of weird shit that you got to kill. So,
it's so funny, like you got this and then you got Dead Space the remake.
Yep. That's because they announced this and then EA was like, "Oh, we can still make money off of that property. Hold on, let's dig this back up, guys. Come on." Then there was Rollerdrome, which is a crazy looking game. It's kind of like vehicular combat, but it's not a vehicle because it's a person on rollerblades, and you're just basically going around these arenas shooting each other while you're skating around on rollerblades.
Oh man, that's like roller derby extreme.
Exactly. It's the extreme roller derby.
What's it called again?
A Rollerdrome.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think I saw somewhere that that's going to be like part of PlayStation, either PlayStation Plus Premium, you know, doing that like launch style thing, like Game Pass, or maybe a free game for the next month, which, you know, we've talked about it in the past, but that's what blew up Rocket League.
This has like a very the cel shady art style that kind of reminds me of what's that game that was really pushed on Xbox, indie game. It was kind of like you can use your hang glider to float around.
Oh, Sable.
Sable, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
It looks like Sable.
It does, yeah. You're right. Yeah, so that looks pretty neat because you're also like doing flips and stuff while you're shooting at people. It's very stylish.
Yeah.
It's Sable, but with a lot more blood. Maybe I didn't get that far into Sable.
I know. I don't know if you fight anything in Sable, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, God, Dominic. More time. Need more time. All right. Spider-Man. This is Marvel's Spider-Man. PlayStation exclusive is coming to the PC.
Oh, yeah.
On August 12th. And Spider-Man Miles Morales is coming sometime later in the fall. But PlayStation exclusives, Dominic.
So both,
it's not a thing anymore.
They both
They're all coming.
Because I was wondering, because all I saw was just the first one, and I was like, "Oh, what about Miles Morales one? That's cool, man. The more the merrier."
Absolutely.
And we get those freaking mods going on here, man. That's
oh boy, I didn't even think about that. I wonder have they done? I'm not even gonna say.
Yeah, see,
all right, Dominic.
Black Cat new mods, baby. That's what I'm waiting for. And Mary Jane new mods.
All right,
Miles
Dominic.
Morales
next
new
up.
mods. See, y'all. You just have like that Spider-Man. There's like a big swinging dick that's going all around the place.
He's already got the,
he shoots it
underwear
out.
suit.
Like they make it like the dick instead of the webbing. It's like the dick stretches out and it just swings with it.
Oh my god! I feel like there's probably an indie game that already exists where.
Oh, I'm sure there is, but we're talking about the official game.
If not, we need to create it. That's money right there, Dominic. Money. All right. Next up, Dominic, Stray. This is that cat game, and it is the first game launching on PlayStation Plus Premium at launch.
Okay.
So
So, like, what you doing in?
It looks kind of like an adventure game, like you're exploring the world and you're being a cat.
But you have like a TV on the back of you or something. What is that thing?
Yeah, I'm trying to bring that trailer back up because it's been a week and a half now since I saw it. But it was actually a lot more gameplay than I thought it was going to be. Like, not the trailer itself, but the actual game looked like more of a game than I.
If you could die in this game, because I would just be dying all the time.
Just constantly die.
That's how I like, go ahead, drown them. What, can you drown them?
See, this you need to play on the PC so you can have the mod where you play as the dog.
Exactly. That's what I want. Make that thing a dog because I don't like cats. But no, it looks good. It looks... I like how the animation of the cat looks and everything. And it looks like, it looks really like mysterious. Like, I like those type of games.
Yeah, it has like that like neo-noir kind of look too.
Yeah.
Like Neo-Tokyo. Lots of like dark cities, but also lots of neon lights and stuff like that. So it looks very cool. Again, like it's a lot more of a game than I thought it originally was from that trailer, if I recall that original trailer right.
I was watching this guy play Diablo Immortals, but then I think he turned it to IGN because they got some summer game thing going on.
Oh, okay.
And the game is called Once Human. You heard of that?
No.
I'm just looking at it right now. But go ahead. I'll if I can think of what the fuck I'm looking at.
Let's see. Next up, Dominic, we got a whole smattering of PSVR 2 games. So they announced that Resident Evil Village will be coming to PSVR 2. So if you want to scare your pants off there.
I know. I mean, that's good for those people who want to do that, but I don't have the heart for it.
Were able to get through Resident Evil, what was it, 4? Not 4. 4. What am I talking about?
Well, that too. That is
7?
a VR. That is a VR too.
Oh, yeah, that is a game, isn't it? Yeah. I forgot about that. That'll go into the other news. All right. Also, that Horizon Call of the Mountain game. They've previously shown that off a little bit. That'll be interesting. Like that world is cool. I just wonder what they're doing as far as like, how does this, excuse me. How does this tie to like Aloy's story, or does it? Like, I don't know that it needs to. I think that world is cool.
Oh yeah.
And I think maybe the more they explore it outside of Aloy's story, the more interesting it could be. Just wonder if it's going to be like a fleshed out thing, or if it's just going to be a VR experience like some of those things end up being. All right, we talked about it a little bit, but The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners Chapter 2, Retribution, that is also coming to the PlayStation VR. And No Man's Sky is getting another update, Dominic, that will add support to PlayStation VR 2.
I know, that's awesome. I will love
No Man's Sky, the game that won't die.
Exactly, yeah. It had so much hype, and then it came out, it kind of fell flat, but man, it's staying strong, man.
Yep. All right, next up, Dominic, we got Street Fighter 6. That's coming out in 2023.
Oh, hold on. Darn.
Sure.
Yeah, we're going to edit that because I want to go there, yeah. So, with the VR, PSVR 2, I just wonder, will there be something eventually where they will make these games available for the Oculus to be able to play? Because I want to know how much will these sell. Like, how... What would
will they, like, ones that you expect to be exclusive, like a Horizon, do you think they'll release that on the Quest or something like that?
Yeah, like because technically it's PC, just like they do the other games. I wonder if they will eventually make it, hey, this is the Oculus, you can play it on the Oculus Quest or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because they're so open now, seemingly, to porting their exclusives to the PC. But at the same time, something like Resident Evil 7, where they had that game exclusive to the PlayStation VR, it just never came out as a VR product anywhere else, including PC or the Quest. And I wonder if that's going to be the way that ends up. That would kind of suck.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did do that. Fuck you, Capcom.
I mean, it's obviously going to be like developer dependent, but I do wonder if like the first party stuff, like a Horizon, will that show up elsewhere? Do they have incentive to do that?
Oh yeah, and also the What's Human looks like it's the third person shooter that really looks like you killing aliens or something. It says explore a post-apocalyptic world. Once Human features a open world environment, challenges players to survive under the pressure of extreme conditions, otherworldly creatures, and vicious humanity. I don't know if this is multiplayer or not. Maybe it is, because right now all I say in the trailer and stuff was just like one person shooting. And it looked nice. It looked like looked all right. It kind of gives me like a better looking Outriders kind of vibe thing, but with like actual creatures and monsters.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, they're showing. Yeah, I'm just on the actual website now. But yeah, it's
Human. I have to look at that.
They announced the trailer back in 2020. Jesus Christ! I ain't never heard of this.
Apparently, there is also a
demo. I think you are. Maybe it is multiplayer.
Called Once Human.
What'd you say?
What is that? Oh, Once Be Human. That's weird. That's a different thing. Oh, I was saying there's a band called Once Human.
Oh, it's not a demo. It's just a demo of them playing, basically.
Oh, this is the same thing. This is a weird trailer, Dominic. There's like a lady in a not headdress.
Okay, so it's multiplayer. Yeah, it kind of must be like a better looking Outriders, basically.
Man, that's rough for Outriders now. Poor Outriders. That's real sad for them. All right, you ready to do the next one?
Yes, you can go ahead.
All right, we got Street Fighter 6 that's coming out in 2023. I think we talked about that a little bit already with the trailer that came out. Now there's gameplay out there. They've announced that Chun-Li's going to be in there. Guile's going to be in there. I think I just saw another.
They better have my other thoughts in there too.
Who's that?
I don't know their names. Well, Cammy I know was one, and then you have that Brazilian chick.
The luchador.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to censor her again.
Darn.
And I think I know the.
I tell you, because I was looking up games, because I didn't do it though, because this podcast is too long. Because I was going to do another segment of the dick games. But there is a game where a Street Fighter, adult game, and like you just see her lying down and a big ass horse dick just laying on her, like literally a horse dick. And I'm like, goodness gracious, because I was looking at it, it's like, what the fuck is that? Is that like an alien or something? And it's a horse, and his big penis.
I looked it up. I reverse Google it and searched it. I was like, what? What is this? Oh, okay.
I was like, goodness gracious. I said, oh man. Yeah, I downloaded it.
We'll have to get your review next week. Yeah. So Street Fighter 6, I don't know. It looks like another Street Fighter. I don't know Street Fighters well enough to know what.
Really, you're not impressed with how it looks?
Not particularly.
It looks really good. I like the art style of it. It looks really nice. I like all the graffiti and all that stuff.
Okay, yeah, I do like the extra animations stuff in there, like that kind of effect stuff. Because that's honestly what I expected out of like 4 and 5. Because like 4 is where they started to introduce like the ink kind of stuff with their drawings and whatnot, and they never did that. But yeah, now seeing them actually implement that more in this, I do like that stuff. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I think it's all right. But what is it, like an open world thing going on here?
Is there?
Because it looked like they were going all through the city, and I
hadn't seen that.
And like you were climbing. They just showed a guy climbing up a ladder. Okay, let me go find it again. Give it to you. I don't know which one you watched. I mean, I was watching it while I was going down to North Carolina, and Yeah, because I was talking to my friend. I said, "Yo, is there like a open world shit too?" He said, "I don't know, because I saw that too." Like you were. I said, "Huh." Okay, Street Fighter 6 trailer. I think it was it an announced trailer or another trailer? I don't know which trailer I fucking watched. Yeah, it was the announced trailer.
Okay.
Go back and look at the announced trailer on June 2nd.
Oh, is it?
Like he's running around and you got this guy in a hoodie.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Huh. I wonder if they're doing like a Tekken Force style single player thing.
Yeah, or maybe it's just a hub world or something.
Yeah. Yeah, because at the end of the trailer, I did notice like they show you in like an almost third person, like you would be running around a hub and you go to the same way that like Dragon Ball did, but in 3D instead. You know, where it's like, oh, I got to run over here to start a game, or I got to run over here to go do the training or whatever. Stuff like that. Huh. But that stuff didn't stick out to me when I first watched it. Yeah, that's pretty cool looking. That's the kind of stuff that brings me more into like a Street Fighter. Because, I mean, even that's what Mortal Kombat's doing with, you know, the crypt and stuff like that. Give me more single-player content for my fighting games. Definitely.
Yeah, but just don't do it like Mortal Kombat, where it's like, when you open up a damn loot box and shit, is like random
cost you
shit.
$1 million.
And then you can open up every box on the stage, and you will literally have to pay money, not real money, but pay the, well, I guess if you spend real money, but to close them up again, so you can open them up again and get the rest of the items. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
God, Mortal Kombat. I love it and hate it at the same time, man. It's just fucking ridiculous. Because I'm just scared what they're going to do with 12. Like, what the fuck are you going to do with 12?
All right, Dominic. Next up, we got Final Fantasy 16. This is coming out summer of 2023, and I don't know what's going on in this. It seems like everything is just summons now.
I think that's probably the story, maybe, that it deals with the summons, or something. But I'll say this: like, if I saw this trailer, maybe just a few years ago, maybe 4 years ago, whenever 15 came out. Whenever 15 came out, I would think like, hey, it looked all right. It looks all right. Not really impressive or anything, but I think when 15, I saw 15, I thought it looked okay. I don't know if I don't remember saying like I thought it looked great. 15. I thought it looked good, but this looked like it could be a PS4 game. Like from all the cutscenes and stuff I've seen.
Yeah.
And well, they show some gameplay, technically. It looked like it be. I don't see why it can't be a PS4 game. Like, it don't look that much better than 15.
Yeah, I think I'm right there with you.
So, I mean, but I'm not a big Final Fantasy guy anymore. I mean, that was years ago. Probably 12 was probably the last time I was like a big fan of Final Fantasy. I think after 12, that was it. I played 15. I enjoyed what I played. Wasn't great. Story definitely wasn't good. I don't trust them to make a good story. I don't trust them to make a story even equivalent to what I'm doing with Trails. Right. And that probably has more than half the budget than that. It's probably 25% of the budget of that game. And like, and I don't think the story's gonna be any better than. It's not gonna be nowhere near what they do.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be nowhere near what Persona does. Persona has a lower budget than that too. So, and that's the thing. It's like, I want you to at least give me. I think it's like, give me a good story. I'll be all right. But I mean, I will say they make the gameplay interesting. Like 5's gameplay was pretty good. I mean, I did like it. But RPGs are not what. That's not what keeps me. That'll keep me for a little bit. But if you don't have a good story, that's mainly the RPG. You know, that's the big part of an RPG. So I don't know, but this looks very action. Like 15 was kind of there at the action too. So it looks like they're kind of staying with that. I wonder if it's gonna feel more like a Devil May Cry or more like Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like, is action, but it still feels like an RPG. Like, it's not if it was just an action game, it wouldn't be a really great action game. But since it's an
like
RPG,
closer to the RPG.
Yeah, I wonder how it is. Like, would I be like, oh, I like the buttons. Like, I have to do a combo. Like, you never do a combo in 7 Remake. Yeah, you don't do a combo or anything. You press the button and you move over, but you're just hitting them. So, yeah, I wonder how the combat works in that. But like visually, just look at the game. I don't think next gen. I don't think like this is PS5. I remember they showed like images, and I think it was like even a video of like, oh, what Final Fantasy 16 or the new Final Fantasy on next gen will look like. I remember seeing that like 2 years ago, or maybe I don't know, it was a year ago, 2 years ago maybe, and it looked gorgeous. But it was like, it was just showing off. But then again, they did 15 like that too. They did 15. I mean, now I remember they did 15 like that too, and 15 looked nothing like that. It still looked good. I mean, maybe on PC.
It's because these games are in development for so long. They start on the previous console, and then they just never get them as far as they could be.
I just feel like, it just seems like. I mean, I wonder. I mean, maybe we'll see later on and say, "Hey, man, this looks really good." Or PC. The PC version would look super great, but just that trailer, it's not impressing me. It's not impressive. Like, that game should impress me more than Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah. It definitely doesn't do that for me.
But yeah, I mean, the Final Fantasy 16, that's good for all the Final Fantasy fans out there.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted it to be good, because, I mean, like I said, I played 15, it was okay, but story wasn't there for me all the way through. It has its moments, but the overall arc of the story wasn't. It was meh. I don't even fucking remember it. That's what's the thing. If I don't even remember it, you're not that. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
All right. So what else that was it. That was the last one for the PlayStation.
Last one I got here, Dominic, and this one actually kicked off the state of play, but I feel like it's kind of the biggest thing that came out of it. Resident Evil 4 Remake. It is official now, Dominic, and there's a date for it, but I didn't write it down because I'm silly, so I'm looking it up right now. It is this is becoming harder than I wanted it to be. It's the beginning of next year, basically. March 24th, 2023. So they basically show some video of this, and we've talked about it in the past. Like, it really kind of feels like a miss, because why do we need this? Like, it is the most, outside of the modern Resident Evil games, it's the most modern of Resident Evil games.
Yes.
Like,
I mean, technically it's a game that came out in, 04?
I think somewhere around there, yeah.
03, 04. But it's been re-released so many times, and like you said, it's
05 apparently.
Okay, 05.
But January. So.
And people still say how well it plays. I mean, you played it recently, some years ago. My friend did the same thing too, and he said like how it still felt good.
The controls did take a little getting used to. Like, they could improve them, but that's part of that game. At least that version of that game. That's how the game was designed. That's the complaint I would have for the re-releases that they had of the last 10 years. Is that they didn't just like update controls or modern
something.
Controls, yeah.
Yeah. But I don't expect them to just go ahead and hey, do a new one. Just make a new Resident Evil. I mean, like you did with 8, move on.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to remake something that's been obscure that nobody really talks about, like 0.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, do that. Do something like, hey, Code Veronica. I mean, come on, man. Like, do that. Like, or do like, hey, this is a side story between this number and that number that we ain't talk about. when what Jill was doing between 5 and 4 or something. We're making a game with that, and I mean, you could do so much instead of just remaking it. I mean, because the name alone, I think Resident Evil, I think it's come back that you don't have to do this anymore. You don't have to keep saying like, "Hey, we're remaking something you love."
Even though this is definitely going to sell buttloads, and I'm complaining about it, but there's a good chance I'll probably end up getting it myself somewhere down the line.
But yeah, but it's like this all could have been used to make something new.
Yeah. It's just, it seems so crazy that especially because, like Code Veronica, like 0 was released after 4. So I guess if you're going in that form, but yeah, 0 came out on the GameCube.
To, prequel technically, but a sequel to 1, the Resident Evil Remake 1.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that didn't come out before. That came out before 4, not after 4, because it came out after Resident Evil, the remake on GameCube. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so that would be, you could have, there are a lot of other games they could have gotten to before they jumped to this one. And it seems kind of weird that they skipped over those to get to 4 so quickly when 4 is a game that is such a good game that it doesn't quite need that treatment yet.
Yeah, because, I mean, this is like it's a classic now. Like, it's what people look at as how, like, Resident Evil changing the game for the game industry.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's weird. It's also coming out a lot sooner than I expected it to. If it does in fact hit that March date, it's the first time we're hearing about it, despite having been talking about it for a while because the rumors have been around. But yeah. So that is what I had for the PlayStation State of Play, Dominic. But while we're talking about pointless remakes, let's get into the latest news here. No.
Yeah, you want to talk about the God of War thing first?
I did, but I kind of wanted to use the transition. But God of War, there is a rumor out now that basically it is going to be coming out November of this year. So not slipping into 2023 like a lot of people were worried about. That's about right where I would expect it to be if it does in fact come out this year. So,
and that's good because
that's exciting.
So people were kind of complaining about like not having a lot of big exclusives this year for either platform, really. Yeah. So, between Xbox and PlayStation. So now you got. Now, like you said, if the rumor is true that it's coming out November 2022, that's great for PlayStation. Like you finally got this, even though technically it's coming on PS4. But for the PlayStation, PS5 fans, you're getting the better version, and this is something
great for us, Dominic, because that means by summer of next year we'll have it on the PC.
Yeah. Well, see, for me, unless I can get it for PC streaming, I can't, and it's not going to run that well.
Right. Did you end up playing a little bit of the God of War on the PC just to try it out?
No, I just played Horizon.
Okay. Gotcha.
And Horizon ran not great, but good enough for me to use some cheats and have fun with. Gotcha. But it was... Try
those mods out?
It was stressful. Nah, I'm not even going to bother with that. Like, I just wanted to be easy to turn that shit on. But I got a lot of money to save. At least I know now my plan is that I don't need to get another console. I know
that's Sony is solidifying that. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that helps me to go like, okay, let me save up to get a better PC if there are still video cards available.
And that's the thing right now. Graphics card pricing is coming down, so
but it's
getting closer
coming
to
down
MSRP.
It's zero.
Coming down and being affordable are two different things.
Zero is still zero when you don't have money. I mean, so it don't matter.
Yes. Yeah. But then for both of us, you're talking about graphics cards upgrades, but then you're basically also rebuilding a computer at that point because otherwise you're bottlenecking everything with your processor.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what I was saying. I need a lot more of everything, and that's what I'm hoping. By the time I have money saved up, there's no other crisis And so that I would have that I can get it. Yep. It's like now, maybe it's better now, but is it gonna be better by the time I actually have the money for it?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Dominic. So we talked about that real quick since we're talking about other stuff. Final Fantasy, I skipped this.
Oh my God, it's 3 o'clock.
A Final Fantasy VII 25th anniversary celebration stream on June 16th.
This is where they're going to announce Final Fantasy VII Remake's coming to Xbox Game Pass.
Yep, it's going to be on Game Pass. It's going to be available now. That's what they're doing.
I have no idea.
I don't either, because I feel like if they were doing that, they would just announce that at the Xbox showcase.
Yeah.
So.
Or maybe they do that. Maybe they do that, and then you know how they do news twice.
Yeah. They did say it's only going to be like 10 minutes long, so I don't know what they're going to show off.
What else can they do for the 25th anniversary?
Announce the next chapter of Final Fantasy II Remake, I guess. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
I think it's going to be a bunch of... Yeah, next chapter is on the phone. It's going to be probably a fucking phone game.
It's a Battle Royale game again.
Yeah, so here, the Final Fantasy...
That's what they're going to announce. Season 2 of First Soldier, or whatever they call that one on the phones.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's the kind of dumb thing I would expect out of
the DLC for that last Final Fantasy game that came out that sucked. What was it called? Stranger? What the hell is it?
Strangers of Paradise?
Yeah, Strangers of Paradise, yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Got to kill chaos.
Look, you can now use his cloud sword.
There you go.
Yeah.
Put the Buster Sword in there. All right, Dominic, let's get to this last news piece here. On, I think it was Friday, it leaked out. Maybe it was Thursday. Actually. It leaked out that the Last of Us remake is real. Sony ruined the surprise themselves by putting it up on their Sony Direct store.
So, in the Sony Direct. Was it in the Sony Direct about this?
It was not in the Sony Direct. It was actually part of Jeff Keighley's Game Fest thing.
Oh.
But it came out through Sony Direct, the website, that this was coming. So yeah, we are, in fact, we've talked about it in the past, the rumors of this, but there is a Last of Us remake coming out this year, September 2nd. And man, I like the encapsulation of it from a tweet I saw, basically like Resident Evil, I'm the most useless remake releasing in the next 12 months, and then Last of Us, hold my beer, because holy crap, man, even like them posting side-by-side screenshots, I'm like, I'm not impressed by this.
No,
like, sure, it
I
looks
love the people
different.
who are using this as an argument too. There's people out there who are for this, and I mean, yeah, whatever. I mean, that's okay, but I mean, I'm still gonna shit on you. But it's like they post and say, "Look, this is why this is." And look how press is like. I don't know why people are saying that. Oh, this is not needed. It's like, look at how impressive like these graphics are, and I'm like, yes, it's going to be okay. They made better graphics. I mean, we all know you can make better graphics now.
Yeah. Than
you did in 2013 or wherever it came out.
But they also did that.
Yeah, but it was like, I mean, they mean even better than the remake,
right? Yeah,
the remastered. But I'm like, but you don't need that. They could have used this to do something else.
Yeah,
like you literally can use these resources to make another game.
Yeah, even if you're using it to cut your teeth on the new hardware or whatever, you could have did a smaller project or something. Also, like if all rumors are true, then this started as a thing from a different studio, and then Naughty Dog took it over, basically.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, now Naughty Dog are spending their resources instead of making a new thing or making the multiplayer for Last of Us that they had announced when Last of Us 2 was coming out, which they have now talked about saying, you know, it's going to come as a standalone product later on at some point. But why?
And it's $70. It's $70. I don't care.
And that's why. That is why. That's why this is a remake and not a remaster, and not just a graphic upgrade. Because I saw a lot of people comparing like this to the Uncharted collection, basically, which was, you know, a remaster collection, came with 3 games and updated graphics, which was basically the equivalent graphical jump to this. And, that was $60 for
Microsoft did the same thing with Gears 1. But that came out and started at like 40 or 30. It wasn't a full price game.
Yeah.
And that was a remake. And I thought it was a remaster, Daniel, because I didn't ever play it. And I thought that shit was a remaster. And then I think I played it like months later. And I was like, holy shit, this looks different. I said, oh, they really did remake it. But it wasn't a full price game. They didn't go ahead and say like, oh, this is totally different. So it's going to be $50. Or $60, I mean. So, and this, I mean, come on, man. It shouldn't be full price. If you can say like, oh, well, we put so much work into it, but that's your own fucking fault then. You shouldn't have did that. you put too much work into it then. It shouldn't have even been a thing. Yeah. So that's your fault. So you should have been using that time to make something new. God damn it. Like, don't blame me because we put so much work in it. It said, well, you wasted your fucking time. And so, God damn it. I said, well, what a waste of fucking time because it should not be no $70 goddamn game. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, this is the game. Okay, the original game is not even 10 years old yet.
I mean, especially if you're basically like, what it seems like is they took the first game and put it in the second game.
Yeah.
Like, okay, it looks as good as the second game now, but the second game was also last gen console that was then like given an extra boost to look as good as the new console stuff.
Yes.
So why are we paying $70 for that? Why not bundle those two together and then maybe make it $70?
I was like, yo, I mean, I know people love Last of Us, but yo, dude, this game is not that old. It doesn't need it. It doesn't need that treatment now. Like, games have not changed that much since then. Like, there's something about, like, there are a span of time when games were, like, if you go a game from 9 years ago to now, like...
Oh, yeah.
That is totally different. Like, something like, maybe like from in the 90s. 9 years from, like, 1991 to the end of the 90s. It's like, oh, yeah, totally different. But games today, they haven't modernized that much difference.
No.
Between that time. So, it's because he say, like, oh, it's almost 10 years from now. It's like, yeah, but how many games are different from what Last of Us was?
Mm-hmm. And you can still improve the controls and stuff through a remaster. You don't have to entirely rebuild the game to do that.
Like, this is so useless. Like, this is like nothing. Like, it's like, what? So? It's like what? Why did you do this? Now, there are some people which I'm against though, that are saying they hope, they think that, oh man, are they going to make Joel more unlikable to fit with the story of the second game? Now, here's the thing with me. Joel was likable.
Yeah.
Until the very end.
Right.
And until he started killing those people. And, like...
And that's what justifies the story of the second one, right?
Yes. I feel like...
portion. You don't need to do anything else.
Now this is just the regular people. This ain't developers saying this shit. But yeah. I'm just saying, like, because I'm against what people think of, like, Joel like a hero. I said, yeah, Joel was a hero up until that last point. I mean, that was the big twist, is that he couldn't go with Ellie dying, and he kills people, and then he got killed at the beginning of the second one. It's like, well, God kind of deserved to die, dude.
Spoilers.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, but the guy deserved to die.
Yeah.
Like, after what he did, and they don't need to change it to make him more unlikable. No, he's supposed to. That's the whole thing. Is that, oh no, the guy who I liked the whole time, he just did this shit. Yeah. But I understand why, because he is so in love with Ellie. But he was fucking wrong too. So when those people came after they killed those people that they knew, shit, I would have done. Who wouldn't have done that?
Right. I mean, it's basically justifying violence because of the justified violence, right? Like, I mean, there's probably a deeper story to that maybe they're trying to convey even. But yeah, it's not just that Joel was the hero or Joel needs to be vilified anymore.
No.
That's the story they're telling, is this was a guy that was likable, but due to his original loss of his daughter and then the replacement of her with Ellie, he unfortunately makes he makes
the worst decision imaginable.
He makes the worst decision imaginable that can also probably be understood by a lot of people, right?
Yeah, it can be understood, but it's like, darn, she could have possibly saved the human race too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, not only did you kill
right? Like,
a whole bunch of people leaving out.
Yeah.
Not only did you do that, but you kind of fucked humans over.
Yeah.
Humanity over. You kind of have to die now.
Yeah. I mean, you have to be comfortable with why that decision was made, but also you have to be okay with the
I don't want this guy.
The implications of that.
I'm sorry. I mean, this is also the mindset of the people who feel that way. I'm curious because that's why I always find it weird when people felt like, why they do this to Joel? I was like, oh, they must get the same ending I did. There was
multiple endings.
Yeah, I was saying because I'm like, oh, this is exactly what I thought was gonna. That's the funny thing of 2. When they say that was 2, I was thinking like either she killed Joel or somebody else killed Joel. And then when I saw Joel was still alive, I was like,
yeah,
oh, he must. How is
this man getting away with this?
And I was saying like he must didn't tell her. Because if she known what he did, I don't know what the hell the relationship would be. And I'm sorry. It's like, dude, really?
Is it safe to presume that she does not know? I don't know if you know that or not.
Yes.
Okay.
No. She did not.
I would imagine she finds out at some point during the second game after he's dead.
I don't know if it's from the flashback. It's in game 2 you see it, but I don't know if it's from the flashback that they have flashbacks in the game of part 2. So I don't know when did she find out before the main events of the game or what? I don't know.
Gotcha.
But I no, the story doesn't have to change or anything. And like for you, and then I think it's you try to make him a hero. I think that's the problem right there. I never thought of people as heroes or villains in the game. I thought this game was based on just survival. So when something's about survival, that's all you're trying to do. So it's not about, oh, I'm being a good guy or a bad guy. Yes, he helped her. And yeah, but also you need to understand, at the same time, I mean, we all do things selfishly, but it's still good. He helped her, but selfishly, he kind of wanted a daughter. He lost his daughter.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he got attached to her, so he couldn't give up, which he had to, but he couldn't. Somebody should have been there to put him down to, because they should have seen like, this man ain't gonna make it, and he's gonna just stop this. We have to put him down, but nobody gonna know that. But yeah, just for people not to understand that, I find it weird. I was like, dude, he had to die. And then people say, man, how they do that to Joel at the beginning? I said, oh man, I think he got what was coming. Yeah. I mean, the man got to live how many more years?
Consequences. Too many.
How many more years after that? I think he had a nice ride.
I mean, honestly, the thing I would like, and maybe it's explored in the game, but what is his mental state before he dies? Having to...
I don't think he was all happy-go-lucky or anything, but...
I mean, yeah, but like having to think about, like every day you wake up and you go, yep, I doomed the human race.
But also, I think before he died, I had this feeling he already had told her at that point. Yeah. That's what I think. I haven't beaten... I mean, like I said, I haven't played the game because it's not my type of game. I'm not big on survival. Survival and stealth, yeah, you're not gonna get me on that, man, unless I got some cheats. Because I ain't no in hell I'm being stealthy and try to monitor like, oh, let me heal and only got this many bullets. Say no, something gotta go. Either give me infinite fucking bullets or I don't have to be stealth. I mean,
well, this one is coming to the PC eventually, Dominic. So
yeah. So
maybe it'll be your chance to play.
Yeah, that'll be my chance. Yeah. I'll probably like it a whole lot more. But yeah, But back to just remaking this game, worthless. Sorry, it was worthless. I mean, worthless in a context of just not being happen. Yes, they're gonna make money. I mean, all these games like RE4 is gonna make money.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they all gonna make money. I mean, I ain't talking about them. I don't care about them because I'm not getting no money. I'm just saying it's worthless that I lost out on something new because you've been working on something old. You wasting our time with old shit when we know we ain't got much time on this earth, Daniel. And we need to get some more new shit.
That's fine as long as they keep wasting their time on this. I got time to catch up now, Dominic. That's what it is.
No, you don't. You're still growing old, man.
Yeah, this is. I don't know. As a person that still hasn't made it through that first game and would like to at least at one point try to get back to it, and maybe I come to the same conclusion as you. Like, the story is interesting, but I'm not particularly enthralled by the gameplay. I don't look at that old game, especially the remaster of that old game, and go, yeah, I can't play this. This doesn't look good enough.
This ain't like the PlayStation era, like going to the PlayStation 2 or 360 thing, like going back and say, whoa, I can't play this PlayStation game again. It's like, what's that? Like, this is all jagged and blurry, and what the fuck, man?
Like, honestly, like those screenshots, they put them next to each other, and I'm like, yeah, I see a difference, but in some ways it's almost an artistic difference. Like in the one of Ellie, it's like, oh, her eyes are bigger in the original one, and now she looks more like a human. Like, okay,
and like the clicker. Oh, I think they're called clickers in this. Like, it looks like it just looks different.
Yeah,
yeah, and it looks like if somebody got the like what they did. Well, I'm mentioning it again, the Zelda.
Yeah, like Unreal 5 version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, this is my rendition of this because yeah, exactly. I don't, it's too much, Dominic. It's too much. Can't believe they're doing it.
And then people were saying, like, Microsoft did it and stuff. I said, yeah, but like I said, first of all, Gears was only $40. And
I also feel like at the time we were probably like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, exactly. First of all, I wasn't even talking about it. Like, it wasn't a big deal. But then somebody mentioned, like, the Master Chief Collection. I was like, that was like 4 games or something. And they bought all the maps.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
And I don't know if that was full price. I gotta look that up. I don't remember 60.
I can't remember, yeah.
I don't remember it being 60. But still, you're talking about 4 games. And
multiplayer.
Multiplayer and all that. Now the problems was with the multiplayer because the servers and shit was all messed up. Now that's bad, but just the product itself, like happening, that was great because that's totally different.
All right,
say, what about Skyrim being released all the time? What you talking about? People did complain about that.
Yeah, and it's never been sold as a remake.
Only once. Not remake. No. You're right. You're right.
It's been a remaster, sure.
It's been remastered. Yes, that's right. It's never been a remake, and then it's been re-released on different consoles.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, you're saying like, oh, it's on PlayStation.
If you just re-release that game again on the PS5, like, okay, sure. Again, shouldn't be full price, but.
What's the point of the backwards compatibility if this is going to do shit like this?
That's why Sony's always been against it, Dominic, because they want to be able to get away with shit like this. Yeah. All right.
Okay, welcome to Arcadia. We didn't even talk about that. What is that?
I don't know.
Oh, you never seen it.
There were definitely games that I missed that I was gonna go back and kind of gather all the things that
we do that next one.
Mentioned.
Yeah, we do
Since
that.
We've still got lots of stuff we're gonna end up talking about next week with the Microsoft thing.
Yeah.
I was just gonna go back and kind of curate a list of things that I had missed, and because a lot of this stuff goes by so quickly that you see it, but you don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
So I was trying to stick to stuff that I was like at least a bit familiar with to talk about, and then that way next week I can come back and
involved enough to upgrade our brains to be able to store more, or to work faster or something like that. We haven't got to that point.
I don't know. I've been thinking about it, Dominic, because as my daughter gets like older and like is starting to use more words and stuff. Because the people will talk about like, oh, you know, they don't know how to read yet, but they, you know, they'll memorize the books. And she's starting to get to the point where she'll read the books along with us and stuff like that. And it's like, yeah, but what is learning how to read? How is that any different than memorizing that squiggle on that page is this sound? Like, it's just memorization. And then I was thinking, like, it's incredible how much information we retain as young children for the rest of our lives. And then as we get older, like, yeah, it's hard to remember what I ate for lunch earlier.
Yeah.
So we have peak brain power at the age of like 3, and then it's all downhill from there. So anyway. All right, Dominic, you ready to move on to new releases?
Yes. Yeah, we can move on.
All right. We got new releases from these past 2 weeks. We got Silt. That's on the PC, Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X, Series consoles, X, S, all those things. I had seen this, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. Apparently, it is a surreal underwater puzzle adventure game.
Oh, okay.
So it has a very like what's the black and white games that we always talk about, Dominic? Side scrolling, play dead, make some.
Oh, what? Limbo.
Yeah, it has a very Limbo-esque black and white side scrolling vibe to it. So looks very cool.
Inside.
Yes. Yep. Limbo and Inside. Yeah, so I am intrigued by this. It looks very nice. I want to see more of that. We also have a Diablo Immortal, Dominic.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to download this. That means I have to get my freaking Blizzard launcher back up. I've been boycotting them. I ain't really been boycotting them. But I just been not playing.
One of the guys at work was like, I'm downloading Diablo Immortal so that I can give it a bad review. And I was like, so like, why? Like, you're not going to play the game.
Well, what did he say?
It basically like, you know, you have to spend $100 million to do the thing, you know, because there's an article out there saying basically to do everything in the game, you have to spend $100,000 or spend many years or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but like, why does that matter to you? If you're not interested in playing the game, then just don't play the game. Why do you?
So now we know those people.
Yes.
Because I always want to know what those people were. So now you know them. What else is like? What is this? What is he like?
He's very much like myself, but I think a little more entwined in things. He plays a lot. He used to play a lot of World of Warcraft. So he is very much in the Blizzard, you know, kind of ecosystem. And also I think I think part of it is like, he's a little bit younger than us, but he's more involved in like Twitch and communities and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
So I think he has like more of a investment in it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So I think that's where it comes from. Because me, I'm like, why would I waste my time doing that?
But you know what? Like, I was a hardcore sports fan, but I never did anything like that. Like,
yeah.
Got to the point where, you know what? I know this player's email. I'm going to tell how bad he played this week and how he screwed me over $5.
And that's what it feels like. Like, and maybe it is like a generational thing. Because it's what? Just like 5 years
People
younger than us.
People wrote letters back in the day, Daniel.
Yeah.
They actually send those death threats. And and that took effort.
I guess maybe it is just like a different breed of person, because he's also the type of person that'll, you know, like be on Facebook and tell people that they're wrong about something. And I'm just like, I could just like not engage about it.
Yeah, I just harass your wife. That's the only thing I ever do on Facebook.
Right.
Just
yeah.
Yeah, I told her because she said something about what was it, Miss Marvel on her thing, like how good it was. She? And then I said Stargirl's better. That's all I said. That's all I gotta say.
Well, now I can't watch Stargirl. Thanks, Tom. You ruined it for us.
She probably didn't see it.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, ain't nobody else comment. Oh, there was one comment. Loser. I don't know who the hell that was. They're all agreeing with her.
All right, Dominic. Moving on, we got Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. That's now out on the Nintendo Switch. We also got Orcs Must Die 3. That's now out on the PS5.
But it's been out, right?
Orcs Must Die 3? Yes. It's just coming to the PS5 now. Yeah. You got Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yabai.
Yeah, Japan.
Yes.
Okay, so is this the one
Switch.
that came out on the other consoles, or this is a exclusive Switch version?
I believe this is the same fighting game that is out on the other consoles.
The one that did not get reviewed well. Okay.
Yeah, that is not particularly.
But which is a good series, though.
Interesting.
That's a damn good series. But it's
Demon
a damn shame.
Slayer.
Yeah, but it's just they can't. I guess they're just like they can't find nobody to make a good game. I don't know what the fuck. It's like Naruto.
I mean, they're well, not to say that like Naruto is a good series or anything. I have no opinions one way or the other. I haven't watched it, but you've had so many years of not good games for that, and you did eventually get something
decent.
Better. Yeah. And same with Dragon Ball, and
yeah, exactly. You know what? Later on, they did get something decent. You know what? Yeah, they did. But Demon Slayer has no. They don't have an excuse because they seen what these other things have done. They should come out better.
They should, but everybody has to learn their own mistakes.
It's like, why history got to keep repeating itself? This should be like, okay, maybe we should actually find some talent or actually pay some people. Like, I don't even know who. It's still Bandai Namco, right?
Yes,
that's the publisher. So. Oh god, whatever. They have no fucking excuse.
Yeah. All right. Also out now on the Switch is Mario Strikers Battle League. I did at one point last weekend try to get online. Well, try to play that because I thought there was a demo that you could play, and then they were doing like tech tests for online play as well. But apparently it was just the online stuff because when I tried to start that game, it told me that it was no longer valid and I couldn't play it. So I never got to do anything with that.
A dude I met at the wedding, he said he think he might pick it up because he liked Mario Strikers on the GameCube.
Yeah, see, I never got around to playing them. And
I said, maybe
I never
that's
really played a soccer game, period.
That'll be the only soccer game I really like.
Yeah. I've just never played a soccer game, so I don't know that I'm for or against them. I played the demo of FIFA
before.
Yeah.
And I realized I don't like soccer. I was like, wow, this even sucks playing it.
I think I played that Soccer Street game, maybe there was a demo or something.
I never played that one.
All right, Dominic, and then the last one I got.
He was mentioning about NASCAR. I think we were watching.
Oh,
and
okay.
He was saying, like, man, so I cannot get into NASCAR. I said, I could nothing. And then I said, like, NASCAR is like, I mean, the worst thing. Why? I said, what about soccer? He said, well, I like soccer. I don't know why he just lied to me like that. Like, it was no reason to lie to me about that. Because I was going to just ask him, like, name me a player that's still playing.
I feel disrespected right now.
Like, I like
David Beckham.
Fuck up. I said still playing. He is not still playing.
Is he not still playing? That's how much I know about soccer.
I don't think so. I ain't never heard his name. I heard his name for like underwear and shit. Was it underwear, or is he in his underwear where he's showing off his cologne? I don't know.
Cologne, probably both. You got to double up on that. Sell you some Calvin Kleins and also some toilet water. All right, Dominic. Last one here, The Quarry. That's now out on the PC.
Yes, saw that.
PS4,
game.
PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series.
Until Dawn, guys. Right?
Yep. Does the same kind of thing. Has actors with their faces doing the voices of the characters. They also did
the other one. What was it called?
The Dark Tales. Or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It had multiple games. Yeah, they do a lot. They've been doing this all this generation.
They've been consistently releasing stuff.
Like, I want to play them, but I'm just so scared.
They definitely can be intense, that's for sure. Yep. All right, Dominic, you got anything else for the people?
Nah, I think I'm good, man.
All right.
Damn, it's 3:30, man.
Yeah, it is. Let's finish this up. We will be back next week with hot game fest action from Microsoft stuff. And yeah, so thank you guys as always for listening. Check us out on Twitter. You can find Dominic on Twitter at DStalworth5. I'm at RegulusMB. The podcast is at Superpod, SUPAPOD. Superpod.com is the website. You can check us out there. There's links to all the places you can find us, including YouTube, where there's a video version of this podcast, as well as iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and any other place you can think to find a podcast. We're probably there. And until next week, guys. Talk to you later.
All right, see ya.